Good afternoon, I'm Tyler Danberg. Number 1 Ohio State continues to prepare for hosting UCLA Saturday at 7:30. Buckeyes head coach Ryan Day on the Bruins defense.
They're playing hard. I got to give them credit, for a team that, had been through some adversity. They're bringing it each week. So, we know they're going to come in here on Saturday night and play a tough game. We've seen them do that week in and week out.
It's the first meeting for the two schools since 2001. On the recruiting trail, Ohio State flipped four-star running back Legend Bay from Tennessee Monday. He's the third four-star in the 2026 class to flip to the Buckeyes in the last week. NHL Blue Jackets fell in overtime 5-4 at the Oilers Monday. Columbus has lost 4 straight. NBA Cavs were also topped in OT, falling to the Heat 140-138 on a buzzer-beating dunk for Miami's Andrew Wiggins. MLB, Nick Kurtz of the Athletics and Drake Baldwin of the Braves were named AL and NL Rookies of the Year. Breaking sports news when it happens on The Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
It's time to add some spice to your nooner. Nooner Funny. This is the place where big-time guests, bold opinions, and little cute doggies come together. This is Rothman and Ice.
Sponsored by Pella Columbus, the #1 rated windows and doors in Columbus.
All right, welcome back in. Happy to have you aboard, Rothman and Ice. Big show. Brad Crawford, CBS Sports, talk a little college ball. A little CBJ from last night. Tyvis Powell, our friend Austin Ward, but more importantly, our friend Matty Ice has decided to come back.
Come back home,
It was
baby.
questionable at best. When you leave for a handful of days, you get the obligatory, hey, does your badge work? You ever leave? You leave for like 4 days, and everyone's like, you took a month off. How you feeling, bud?
I feel
good to have you back.
man. I feel good. It's good to see you again, TLC as well. Hope everybody's been doing well. You didn't mention the press conference. There's no presser today? What's going on?
It's Tap Dance Tuesday. We were completely robbed of that, or we lent it to our friends, our bishop and friends, which is okay. We can farm it out every now and then, right?
Early, so I missed it. A little early kick for Coach Day today, huh? It is Veterans Day. I understand that.
It is.
It is Veterans
Public
Day,
holiday.
which is a great day, as we all know.
Held on the anniversary, the end of World War I, for those of you that are
There we go.
questioning that, on why, to honor our U.S. veterans and victims of all our wars.
Yep.
And it's a very, very, very special day for people who serve, both living and have served and have died serving. And so it's a distinction from Memorial Day, which is dedicated to all those who died in service. But my dad, who's still living, obviously, who served, and people that have served. We had a caller that had served. On the floor is yours.
Nice.
Our thoughts are with all of them today.
Yes, thank you so much. Sending all you guys and gals a hug through the radio right now. And so, yeah, man, it's great to be back, AR. I really did miss you guys. And I guess I have to send out a thank you to one Adam King for holding it down.
You don't have to.
The King was holding it down the last few days for me. So thank you, AK. I know you guys won't do it, so I'll send a thank you to the man that sits on the Iron Throne at 10 TV. I always like to show some love to the people that fill in for me, because I know a lot of times people have
What about the still living
busy
victims
schedules.
that had to deal with it? What about those people? When do they get their thank you?
Thank you.
When did
thank you,
TLC
AR,
and myself?
and
When
thank
does that
you,
happen?
TLC, and I guess the listeners for having to endure Adam
you go.
King. So thank you, everybody.
Send out.
I'm thanking everybody. You get a thank you. You get a thank you. You get a thank you.
Sue everybody. It is good to have you back. So, little out of town deal?
Man, little out of town shuffle. I did stumble into some, not back and forth, but some interesting conversations with some Georgia Bulldog fans this weekend. I was kind of laying out what I do and where I live, and the whole SEC versus Big Ten debate came up. Who's the dominant conference in college football? Obviously, those people down there feel a certain way and feel like the Big Ten is very top heavy. And so, that was interesting to hear down there. The Gunnar Stockton vibe is interesting in Georgia right now, AR, where some people are in, some people are out. It's not like the Julian San Fernando Mendoza love that is out here, but that was interesting for me, ARs, to hear kind of the split energy amongst Georgia Bulldog fans when it comes to their quarterback.
$1 million question.
Yeah.
Did it feel like work?
It did not feel like work because I had to have that conversation one time and one time only.
Okay.
So that was it. This wasn't
You weren't
over.
hosting radio shows down there in Atlanta?
It was a one and done for me. It was, I was a diaper dandy, one and done with those conversations down there.
I'm kind of wondering whether it's all about, because he's had a decent year. It's just the Bama game. Like, I feel like it might be that.
It was, you know what else it was, 2AR? Some still feel like Carson Beck is the one that got away. And I know he had
Even
that.
after watching that
that
Louisville
nasty game, that was really bad. But some of them still hold a nice place in their heart for Carson Beck and what could have been, because he had the injuries, he left, yada, yada, yada. And in the playoff, and this year they've been getting some decent to okay quarterback play.
First of all, you're right. I kid with Adam, and we had a good time, and there were some moments, and probably moments that you won't want to relive, or I won't want to relive, and you won't want to hear. But there was something that we thought was fairly incredible, because you remember the story of him saying that in June when he went to Spain, and he said he had met Ian Fitzsimmons at the airport. Okay, so at the baggage carousel. And so he's been waiting 5 months, and he finally got to fill in on a Monday when Ian's on with us. And so I didn't prep Ian on this. It was something that was going to be organic, and Adam was very excited to say, because I think he thought Ian would take it as a pretty big compliment.
Yeah.
That when he saw him at the airport, when Adam was with his girlfriend and he sees him at the airport, he's able to say, hey, that guy's, he's something. He's a guy. And he works for ESPN, and I'm going to go say hi to him, and this is going to be a big deal for me. And he went up to Ian supposedly at the airport and had a decent conversation with him. And I guess he just wanted to remind him of that. Like, I was the guy. I would think that maybe it would ring true to Ian because they had met, and Adam told him, hey, I'm in the business. I work in Columbus. You used to work in Columbus. I work for 10 TV. Like, you'd think all of that would come up. You wouldn't have to reintroduce that part. So he had been waiting several months. So what is that? June. So July, August, September, October, November. So 5 months. To tell him this story, and I gave him the floor is yours, and I said, all right, go ahead. And this is after Ian and I had talked a lot about going. He'd never been to Kinnick, Ian, so he never did the hospital wave and the pediatric kid and all. It was, and I knew that he was gonna. If you're wired the right way, that's gonna get you right in there.
Oh, 100%. He had that AR in a pretty good game to follow,
and he had an bad weather, but an unbelievable game.
Yeah.
So after we got through with that, I basically said, all right, take it away, have your moment, little bro love here. You got to, this is, the end. It's going to be like the end of Casablanca. Like, this is the beginning of a beautiful friendship. I'm about to watch this with Adam and Ian, that this is going to blossom into something that they tell their kids about and relive 40. Hey, remember that time we met in Spain? The two of us, the sun was setting and cascading over the buildings. You ordered some sweet vermouth, like the whole deal. And here's how it went.
I've been waiting to share this story with you for, I don't know, what's it been, Rothman? 5 months, 4 months? It's been a while.
It's been a little bit.
Ian, I don't know if you know this, but you and I met in a foreign country. And that's as weird as I can start this story.
Holy shit. I almost cussed here on this radio. There ain't no cussing on this here radio. Where we meet, dude? What we got? Where?
I was standing in line at customs in Spain for quite a bit of time. And I looked over and I said, I think I know who that guy is. And so I bothered you. I felt bad. I thought, well, I don't want to.
You got a little starstruck.
I did. I got a little starstruck. And I said to my girlfriend, that's Ian Fitzsimmons. He works for ESPN. And I said, you know what? I'm going to say hello. And I turned, and you and your wife, I think you were there to visit your daughter. And so I just wanted to say.
Spain?
In Spain.
You got the right guy.
It wasn't me, bro. I haven't been to Spain since I was in high school. Was it Ryan McGee? I can't tell you how many times.
Oh,
Ryan
my
McGee
goodness. This is
going,
bad.
Hey, I took a picture of Ian Fitzsimmons.
Yes.
I tell him, yeah, I took 2 last week as Ryan McGee.
Did you go up to this guy and say, hey, Ian?
No, maybe, you know what, Ian, I apologize. Maybe it was Ryan. I know I had the right name.
This is fantastic.
No, I know I had the right name.
No, relive the story for us. You went up to this guy.
Maybe it was Ryan McGee that I went up to. And again, we're talking about a 3-minute moment, 5-minute moment talking to him.
You're not bailing out of this. Tell us what happened.
I guess you're right.
Tell us that story, Adam, damn it.
I apologize. It might have been Ryan. I can't remember these things.
Oh, come on.
Hold on a minute. Ryan McGee's Ryan's one of my best friends in the world. His daughter was studying abroad.
There it is.
No way.
It was Ryan McGee.
I mean, for 5 months,
He was so confident.
the way Ian made Adam think of Rome, the way the sun hits the buildings in Spain and all this stuff. And all of a sudden, he went up to the wrong guy. Now, in his defense, Ryan, that's the open mic night. In his defense, I'm not going to, Ryan McGee and Ian Fitzsimmons could be twins.
They could definitely be
separated
related.
at birth. They could absolutely be related.
Yes.
The glasses, now the height is off. The beard,
Dark hair.
the age, the glasses, the fact they both work for ESPN in similar capacities, like in a little bit of defense. What I cannot defend and what I won't is that whatever their meeting was clearly had no depth at all. None. Like he didn't introduce himself. And because if you introduce yourself, the other guy's going to introduce himself. But clearly, this was more, I think Adam is embellishing on the actual meeting.
I don't think there was ever
he
a
probably
meeting.
said, how's it going?
Yeah, well,
I work for, I'm in sports too. Have a great vacation.
See, I don't even think that happened, AR.
You don't think he even said hello to him?
Not anymore.
Oh, so we're questioning the whole legitimacy of this whole...
The validity of the entire
Coming out
story.
in 3, 2, 1.
Validity of the entire story I'm questioning now.
Yeah.
I don't even know if he approached anybody, whether it was Ryan McGee, Ian Fitzsimmons, Joe Schmo. I don't think he did any of that.
That's right, because if I'm playing district attorney, you're playing assistant district attorney, we are poking holes in this whole thing.
Yes.
He's up on the stand. The meeting never happened. You saw him. You recognized somebody that was familiar. You told your girlfriend, I know that guy, to impress her, and that's the end of the story.
Adam King here with 10 TV.
I would love to ask his significant other now. Did your boyfriend at the time approach anybody?
Did he
approach anybody?
Yeah.
Probably
Well,
didn't even
she's
worry
on
about
our
it.
witness list.
She is.
For sure.
We need to ask
I've
her.
been to Spain since I was in high school.
She's taking the stand.
She has to at this point.
All right, here's where I
Now
don't like your point about those two being pretty similar in appearance. I would say Adam works in this industry. He's not just some Joe. I think that he should be able to decipher between the two because he works in this industry.
You don't think they look crazy alike?
I think they look alike.
Oh, I think they're... with the beard?
Reese Davis and Chris Fowler remind me of one another, but I work in this industry, so I wouldn't mix them up. But I've heard them both say that they get mixed up for each other all the time.
Okay.
If this did happen, if he did approach one of these men, Ryan McGee in this story, I will give him a little bit of an out, AR, because I see what you see.
Yeah.
I could understand how kind of a knee-jerk look over there, knee-jerk glance.
They look alike, man.
You would think that that's Ian Fitzsimmons. So I'm going to give him
100%.
I'll give him a little bit of an out.
They do look like twins. Where we're not giving him the out is that if you really did go up and have a conversation with him, you would have realized in 30 seconds it wasn't him. Because he would have said, my name is Ryan McGee.
Correct.
Or nice to meet you. Or you would have said, hey, Ian, how's it going? And he would have said, I'm not Ian. And guess what? They would have had a laugh about it.
Yeah.
Not 5 months later where Adam can't wait to say hello to Ian because he saw him in Spain. Now, he was so flustered after this, Adam. Like, he was so flustered. You have this little bite ready?
Oh, what? I don't even know where you're going with the story, but
when we came back to the next break.
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah.
So he was so flustered. We had to do the Bet365 thing. You want to hear that next?
Yeah, let's hear it next.
All right. Don't do it now.
You know,
he gave the executive order. He gave the executive order.
I didn't see what time it was. My bad. Now I get it.
All right. We'll get into the college football playoff, the new rankings tonight. Are we ready? Specifically you. Are you ready for something that I believe is going to happen?
I don't know, Triple H.
Not tonight, but in the big picture.
Okay.
Talk about that next. Off and running. Rothman and Ice and the Fan.
We're the girthiest radio station in the history of radio. Uncomfortably girthy. This promo is uncomfortable. The Fan, Ohio's girth destination.
Tess, what's up?
Oh, the CFO needs me to book a week of travel. I'm days behind on invoices. The plants in the lobby are dying, and now I have to order lunch for 80 with gluten-free options.
Just use Easy Cater.
Easy Cater?
One platform built for workplaces. Tons of great restaurants, any group size, with tools to meet dietary needs and stay on budget. Plus, rewards.
Rewards?
You earn rewards points when you order. Good for discounts or even gift cards for you.
Now that's what's up.
EasyCater, the easy, rewarding way to order food for work. Order now at easycater.com.
Oh, no.
Ah, that's the sound of someone who's misplaced
my debit card.
Their debit card.
Where did I leave that thing?
Not at the gas pump, or the checkout counter, or the roof of your car. Now, if he has the Chase mobile app, he can use Card Lock.
Wait, I could just lock my card.
Yep, just a few tippy taps on his phone, and that sound, that's peace of mind from Chase.
Chase mobile app is available for select mobile devices. Message and data rates may apply. JP Morgan Chase Bank N.A. member FDIC.
I'm Leslie from Pella Columbus.
And I'm Wilson from that other window place.
Wilson, we've got a problem at Pella.
I like where this is going.
Because of Pella's reputation and quality, a lot of folks assume that we're out of budget.
Oh, that's too... Oh, I hate hearing.
But we've actually got 5 awesome window lines that fit any budget, from the $300,000 to the $3 million home, and far from the most expensive.
So you actually don't have a problem. Awesome.
Get the windows that Columbus homeowners rated the leading window brand at PellaColumbus.com.
I was in foot pain for 20 years, trying to give it relief, buying all these different insoles. Drugstore insoles, custom insoles. I spent thousands of dollars. I bought all these products, and not a single one worked. I really, truly needed to have relief in my feet. And the Good Feet arch supports were what gave me the relief I needed.
For over 20 years, we've been helping people like Teresa actually live the life they love without their feet getting in the way.
They wanted to make sure that I got something that my feet felt good in, not somebody else's feet. I love the fact that I can wear these arch supports in all my shoes. I have boots, I have cowboy boots, I have running shoes, I have walking shoes, I have flat shoes, I have heels. It makes me so happy. If you ask my husband, he will crack up because there is no store I would rather go in than a shoe store. I'm Teresa, and that's my Good Feet story.
See what we can do for you with a free personalized arch support fitting at the Good Feet store.
Visit the Good Feet store on Polaris Parkway near the Polaris Mall or on Stringtown Road at Grove City.
At the Ohio Lottery, we make Keno fun, your way. That means every few minutes across Ohio, 20 out of 80 possible numbers are randomly picked. And if some of the numbers you pick match, voila, you're a winner. Keno doesn't require you to know a single thing about sports ball or overs, unders, pluses, minuses, or lines, or whatever else. Keno is as simple as, did some of my numbers match? They did? Great. You just raked in some dough. There are more than 20 hours of Keno draws every day and thousands of places to play statewide. Lottery players are subject to Ohio laws and commission regulations. Play responsibly.
Hello, it's John Kozik, founder and president of TurboTrack Realty, and I buy real estate as is fast for cash. Give us a call today for an all-cash offer at 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000. I buy vacant properties, inherited homes, divorce situations, death in the family. I even buy my tenants won't pay me the rent houses. Give us a call today for an all-cash offer at 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000.
Attack and dominate. Morning Juice is on YouTube and 10 TV Plus.
Sponsored by Riverside Bank of Dublin.
Join Bobby Carpenter and Tito weekdays starting at 6 or watch on demand. More Bobby, less commercials. The Fan. Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
We will see increasing clouds throughout the day today with some peaks of sun and some passing snow showers possible. But the story will be the cold air. Gusty winds will make our feels like down into the 20s. And then for tonight, overnight lows will be right around freezing. But yet again, breezy winds will make us feel like we're in the 20s. For the Fan, I'm meteorologist Meredith Garfalo with the 10 weather impact forecast.
Bet365, the official online sports book of Rothman and Ice. Whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365. The Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
Anthony once got Jack Nicklaus to quote the movie Caddyshack, so he's got that going for him.
The last time I saw a mouth like that, I had a hook in it.
Which is nice. You're listening to Rothman and Ice.
Let's go while we're young.
All right, exactly. All right, we're going to have a show tonight. You and I are going to hop online.
Yeah, man. We will
Got the particulars on that?
We'll be live on YouTube at 7 p.m. So the Fans YouTube channel, hop on over there. AR, myself, TLC will be there. Sounds like maybe a couple of the boys from Bishop and Friends are going to stop by. We'll get into the college football playoff rankings. So we'll get the second batch of that tonight. And AR, myself, and some of the other boys around here, we'll lock in for about an hour with you guys on the Fans YouTube. So when you get done with dinner, join us. Let us know what you're
You don't
eating
have to
for
be
dinner.
done with dinner.
Exactly.
You can be eating while you're watching.
Hop on the Fans YouTube tonight at 7 p.m., and we will be there having some fun talking about the CFP rankings.
All right, so before we move on to that, and we'll have Brad Crawford here, bottom of the hour from CBS Sports, Adam was so flustered that he had mixed these guys up on ESPN. And you and I talked during the break. Listen, they're not the most. We're not talking about TV anchors you see every night that people would say would be so recognizable. But for him, being in technically the business, you would have thought. But obviously, he mixed them up, and it was a five months in the making. Like that, couldn't wait to talk to Ian to relive this moment, and it wasn't him. So now he needs to go stalk Ryan McGee and say how much they shared a moment together. But he was so flustered because we kept Ian another segment. Because this took up the entire first segment. We didn't get a chance to talk college football at all. So I kept him over another segment. He was fine to do it. So we came back, and we had to do our Bet 365 for last night. And he was so flustered. That's how this went.
I like Tucker Kraft. Anytime touchdown.
Tucker Kraft. He's out for the year.
Oh, my goodness, man. Poor AK.
He's in the chat.
Yeah.
He's in here. That's the difference between guys that do this every day and the guys that don't. He's so caught up in what people are saying about him that he's not focused on what he needs to be saying and thinking.
Yeah, he's got to compartmentalize at the time. I know you so well, AR, at this point that I could see your face when he said that and when you said Tucker Kraft.
I like Tucker Kraft. Anytime touchdown.
Tucker Kraft. He's out for the year. Anytime touchdown. Later in the show, I'm like, I like Joe Burrow over passing yards this weekend.
He's out for the. That is now rivaling AR your Joe Flacco comment about development. Those two sound bites
You know what's even cooler for me?
Yeah.
That I actually was listening to him enough to pick it up. Because usually, you and I sometimes, we'll say something and then you'll go on and you'll say something or it'll work in reverse where the guy just said that. Right?
It's two things people ask me about a lot. One, how do you not cuss all the time on air? And also, two, how do you hear what your partner is saying, your radio co-host is saying, but also at the same time think about what you're saying next? And I never really have like a real answer as to how that works. It's time on task. Because you're right, AR. Like sometimes like I'll hear what you're saying and I'm processing what you're saying on one half of my brain. And the other side, I have to think about what I can say to balance out the whole conversation and keep it moving. It can be tough sometimes.
So ready for a 40-year-old quarterback. What are you waiting for him to develop? We got to sit Joe Flacco. You can't start him right away.
Oh, man. That's good.
All right. So anyway, it was fun.
Shout out to AK, man.
Had he heard that?
AK.
I don't know if you'd heard that.
I did hear that before. That was Wednesday where the last segment of our show was out of control.
Yeah.
Remember we were playing
that was from 2 Wednesdays ago where Shefty was seemingly disinterested. And you asked him a question and he just...
I know, but what did I ask? They got that reaction.
I don't remember exactly what you asked, but I do remember us playing that drop and a couple other drops on the way out last Wednesday, and that that got a little spicy.
I let Jordan Love suck me in.
Yeah, there we go.
Well,
now we're back.
I think Chris Canty said he's a bad quarterback right now. I think he said that this morning.
I got a text from. I mean, it was a horrible game.
Oh
no!
Who texted?
No. This is.
Anybody
I got a text.
note?
No, Whiskey Paul. He deserves a gong.
Whiskey Paul gets a gong for sure.
So
he's got to be hurting right now.
He's of the opinion that Lambeau now is
a house of horrors.
It's just a brand that doesn't hold up. It's not a tough place anymore. Teams go in there. The Packer fans, remember the Packer brass that was worried about they were coming down on season ticket holders that were selling their tickets, and he goes, the Packers are more worried about their fans selling their tickets that they forgot they have to win football games. The team pushed, and he said he did say Love. He said they anointed Love by virtue of a large contract, and now it shows. He goes, now none of their main guys are like LaFleur's not safe. Like Policy and Gutekunst, they're not extending anything right now. But he said to Love, he said the key mistake the GM made was not keeping center Josh Myers and moving All-Pro guard Jenkins to center. and the line isn't good, and it's showing.
I think Jenkins is hurt now.
Yeah, so he's kind of in that camp. But, it was a horrible game.
Yeah, it's tough, right? Because ironically enough, Jeff Hafley used to be on the staff here at Ohio State. He's now the defensive coordinator. That unit seems to be pretty doggone good to me. The offense, for whatever reason, led by Jordan Love, has just been lost, and they just have had – I know they've had injuries to wide receivers and all of that stuff along the way, but when you get the money that he got, you're supposed to be able to uplift, the offense when you have some weaknesses, some holes in the boat, and he hasn't been able to do that. It was a nasty game last night. Not a fun game to watch.
10-7.
Yeah, nasty work.
Yeah, it was brutal. But, you go into that locker room, you're interviewing those defensive guys. They're not thinking it was a brutal game. They're thinking it was great. We won the game.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, the defenses kept them in. So
why did they go for it on that 4th and 6 and throw a bomb?
I don't know.
Great question.
I don't know.
I don't know what they were thinking.
Because there's 30 seconds left in the game. Yep. And look, I get it. Like, having possession of the ball, I do think that's something that is, kind of underrated, because a lot of coaches will just drain you of your timeouts and then just punt it to you and dare you to win, which, it depends on what the point differential is. But that would have pushed it from 3 to 6. You would have made them score a touchdown in less than 30 seconds. That's a really tough challenge for a team that only has one score in the game.
Why didn't they kick the field goal? Is that what you were saying?
Why didn't Philly kick a field goal and go up 13-7?
50.
It wouldn't have been a gimme.
No, it's a 52-yarder outside. I don't know how breezy it was. It didn't seem like there was only one field goal in the game. Maybe it was the lack of confidence in making that kick, and also, unless you got a punter that can pooch punt it there. It seemed like every punt that happened last night went in the end zone. Like, no one could hit anything inside the 20 and have it stay. That's the only thing I can think of, is that Jake Elliott, let me see what his long is this year. He's got a leg, man. Now, outside in that weather, that's the difference. His long this year is actually a couple 58ers, and he has a 58er, but that was back in September. And that was at Kansas City, and he had one against Dallas. So clearly he has the leg. He's 3 of 4 from 50+. That would have been a 53-ish yarder.
He made one from 39.
And it was a 4th and 6, I believe. Yeah.
That's not nothing.
They were in really kind of in no man's land. And, let's reduce it to what it was.
Okay.
He weighed the chances of making that field goal with the percentages of getting that 4th and 6. And in his mind, he was more confident in Jalen Hurts picking up the 4th and 6 than his kicker making it. And that's it. That's the bottom line. It backfired. Didn't kill him. Didn't lose the game. But isn't that's exactly what he's weighing? The punt was out of the question.
But they threw a bomb. Unless that was just Jalen Hurts' decision, that wasn't necessarily the call on the field.
I'd have to go back and look at that play. But sometimes that's the one that's not easier to complete, but there's one that's unexpected. Look what happened in the game against Notre Dame last year, in the championship game for Ohio State on 3rd and 10. You think they're going to be conservative, run the ball and punt. And JJ's one-on-one, and he's got his guy. And
I think it's all about a feel in the game for a coach, right? Just a feel of what your team has going on versus your special teams unit. In that case, I will say this. For Philly right now to be 7-2 in the 1 seed in the NFC, it hasn't felt clean, right, for them. The most part, you've had the whole A.J. Brown distraction, the offense not being as high-flying as it was a season ago, but here they are. The Eagles and the Seahawks both 7-2 right now. The Eagles are 6-1 on the NFC side of things right now.
They got a lot of tiebreakers is what that means.
Yeah, for sure. And so that Super Bowl hangover that we can talk about sometimes, maybe they are feeling some of that, but they're still finding ways to win games. And so they can put up a lot of points in some games, or they can win games like they won last night. So for them to fight through some of the stuff that they've had to fight through this year, to be the 1 seed in the NFC right now, to me is pretty doggone impressive.
Yeah, go ahead.
I was just going to say, that means one of two things. Either they're a complete and total phony and they're a paper tiger, or they've given themselves plenty of time to actually figure it out and get things going by January.
For me, it's the latter. AR, I don't feel they're as dominant as they were last year. I don't feel that way. But if you're asking me to pick Tampa, Detroit, Seattle, the Rams to me are humming right now. Stafford's balling right now, playing at a very, very high level. But the Eagles have that championship DNA, and so those other teams have to knock them off. They got to prove that they can get it done. I've been impressed with Philly's resilience this year.
It's hard not to be. I don't look at them. There are other NFC teams that I would bet on before them. I believe in my mind, I would bet on Detroit before I bet on Philly. If you gave me one pick in the NFC, I'm going to take Detroit. But that Seattle defense is real. Do you trust Darnold in a playoff game when it really counts? Or maybe the defense could win a game for him?
Maybe so.
And then we don't know about Tampa. And then really, you might want to err on the Rams even over Philly.
They've got that championship DNA as well with that head coach and quarterback combination that have been there and done that. And the addition, real quick, going back to Philly, Jalen Phillips popped off the screen yesterday, man.
Yeah.
Like Jalen Phillips was creating some static down there in that pocket, and that's what they're going to need. And if they get that type of presence back, that to me is when Philly really gets scary because they had really good trench play the last few years.
The other thing about some of these teams we're talking about, and we thought Detroit was going to have some sort of home field advantage against Washington, and it didn't work. But I do think that when you're talking about going to Seattle for a playoff game or going to Philly, those feel different to me. It just feels tougher. I agree. And so I err on those side when you get into a one and done. We'll come back with Brad Crawford in 2 minutes and ask him the question, will there be a wild card in the college football playoff? We'll talk about it next. Rothman and Ice on the Fan.
I like Tucker Kraft. Anytime touchdown.
Tucker Kraft, he's out for the year.
Things are going to be busy between now and the end of the year. You got holiday gatherings, school functions for the kids, families are getting together. I know. Hey, it's Timmy Hall, and the last thing you want to worry about this holiday season is whether your roof is going to make it through another Ohio winter. One call to Victor's Home Solutions, my guys, to schedule that free 21-point roof inspection will put your mind at ease, and you want to have a peaceful mind. A highly trained roof inspector will carefully examine every inch of that roof, checking the 21 most common areas of roofing failure. Then they go over their results with you and discuss your options going forward. Most of the time, problems can be fixed with a minor repair, but if it's time for a new roof, Victor's offers money-saving discounts and financing terms to make paying easy. And don't forget, they're so confident in their skilled installers, they offer a 50-year leak-free guarantee on every roof they install. So call or go online and schedule the free 21-point roof inspection today. 866-VICTORS or online at victors.com.
Say goodbye to car care headaches with Carvenience from Hinderer Motor Company. This is Justin Hinderer. For only $49, we'll pick up your vehicle, leave you with a rental, and return it fully serviced and spotless. No more juggling your schedule or wasting hours at the shop. Carvenience lets you focus on what matters while we take care of all the rest, making life easier. Schedule your service today at HindererMotorCompany.com.
Care Heating and Cooling. When you need a company you can trust, call 1-800-COOLING.
Hey friends, Beamer here. Thanksgiving, as we know, is right around the corner. And what better way to say thank you than $500 off to a thinner, healthier you? Now through Thanksgiving, Awaken 180 is giving our great listeners $500 off your program. Visit them online at awaken180weightloss.com.
Rothman and Ice is sponsored by your local Pella Window and Door showroom on Gemini Parkway. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Want to jinx your favorite sports team?
Please get out of my Van Halen t-shirt before you jinx the band and they break up.
Just ask Maddie to print your shirts. You're listening to Rothman and Ice.
All right, CFP Week 2 coming up tonight. Our friend Brad Crawford, CBS Sports. He's all over it. He's with us now on the Bryan Heating Cooling Systems Fan Guest Hotline. All right, BC, welcome back, man. How you feeling?
How we doing, man? Hard to believe it's week 12.
Yeah, here we are, and this is kind of... Listen, I understand that when they put up the bracket, it seems so irrelevant because everything's going to change. But I do think what you get, at least week to week, is a glimpse into what they're thinking about certain teams. And so that I can read into. But I kind of tease the segment as a wild card. Not a literal wild card, but kind of a figurative wild card. And I've been asking Maddie about this all morning. Are we in for a year where, and I'm speaking specifically of Texas and Oklahoma, are we in a year where if Texas splits one of their last two big games, which would be Georgia and A&M, win one, lose one, I don't even care which one right now, are they in with 3 losses? You could make the case they would be one of the 12 best teams in the country, couldn't you?
Yeah, I think you could. There's a scenario in which that could easily play out, especially if Texas were to lose a close game between the hedges this weekend and then beat an unbeaten 11-0 Texas A&M team ranked inside the top 3 a couple weeks from now. Now, I don't think a 3-loss team is going to get in because of so many 10-2 possibilities, but it's certainly up in the air.
Now, Texas would have a better chance than Oklahoma unless Oklahoma were to beat Bama on the road. So I'll give you that one. If Oklahoma beats Bama on the road but loses to Missouri at home, does that dilute things for them? And then as a 3-loss team, they would have no prayer?
I think it does, especially since Missouri's on its third-team quarterback, and the committee's going to take that into consideration. Now, one thing I will point out, I think the more realistic scenario is Vanderbilt finishes 10-2, Texas finishes 9-3, and then those two battle it out for last team in. Texas, despite having a worse record, has that head-to-head win over Vanderbilt, and I think that would be enough to convince the committee to put the Longhorns in.
Brad, when we look at tonight's rankings that are going to come out, I want to get your thoughts on A&M and Indiana and where you think they're going to be slotted tonight. A&M picks up that win on the road against Missouri. Indiana closes things out on the road with a nice drive from Mendoza and the gang to stay undefeated. So when you look at both Indiana and A&M coming out of the weekend, what do you think the committee should do with 2 and 3 tonight?
So what I think the committee should do versus what they will do is entirely different. I think Texas A&M should be number 2 when you factor in last weekend's results, body of work for both these teams. The Aggies are ranked number 1 right now in strength of record, and that was after beating a ranked Missouri team on the road. While the Hoosiers, let's face it, man, they needed a Houdini act to beat a Penn State team that has not won a game in Big Ten play. So I think the Aggies, with that previous road win this season at Notre Dame and the one Saturday in Columbia, Missouri, they should be number 2, but I don't believe the selection committee will agree. I think there's considerable separation right now between Ohio State at 1, Indiana at 2, and then everybody else.
Brad, one thing I've been curious about, and this is a few weeks away, is when we get the championship weekend and it's, let's say, Indiana, Ohio State in the Big Ten title game, let's say it's Bama and A&M in the SEC title game. The winner of the SEC championship game, do you think they will leap Indiana, Ohio State to grab the 1 seed because of record, or do you think they will roll with one of Indiana and Ohio State?
That's a question I've been getting the last 10 days or so, and I truly think that the committee prefers the Big Ten record-wise, strength of record, strength of schedule, every metric known to man. I think that an unbeaten Big Ten winner is going to be the top seed in the playoff. And if Texas A&M does finish 13-0, I think at best the Aggies are going to be in that number 2 hole. Now that could change tonight if you see Texas A&M perhaps leap Indiana at number 2.
Yeah, that would be key, right? And that way, because I'm with you, I don't know how you could leapfrog a 1 versus 2 winner. Like that would seem out of place to me. All right, so let's tackle some of the other teams that certainly kind of showed the committee something over the weekend. How much credit are you giving Oregon for the win at Iowa? I mean, the committee will give them a lot of credit for it based on the fact that I think Iowa was in their top 20 last week.
Man, I'm going to be honest. I think Oregon is the biggest fraud inside this top 8 or 9. I mean, I think there's 4 or 5 teams capable of cutting down the net, so to speak, and winning this whole thing this season, but Oregon's not one of them. I mean, their best game, like you said, came over the weekend at Iowa in a game where they were largely outplayed most of the second half. And, you know, the final 3 weeks for the Ducks are not going to be easy. Minnesota Friday night on short rest. They play USC, a team that I think is still in at-large playoff contention. And then that game on November 29th at Washington. There's a scenario in which Oregon goes into that game 10-1, loses, and then perhaps loses some seeding space to another 10-win at-large SEC team.
Yeah, I'm with you on they're renting. They're not buying it. They're renting right now. But I do think that insulation of that the committee liked Iowa before that game, and it was on the road in the conference, will probably give them a boost. How far should BYU fall?
I think BYU is going to be the first team out tonight. Now that's not going to mean number 13, but that's going to mean, you know, you consider BYU being behind the auto bid G5, and then who we assume is going to win the ACC, Georgia Tech. So I think BYU still has ground to make up. The good news for Sataki and the Cougars is if they win out, they're going to be the Big 12 champion because they're going to get a rematch against Texas Tech. And that's why we saw Joe McGuire yesterday sort of, you know, beat the drum for the Big 12 in the face of independent Notre Dame.
when you look at the teams that are going to be in the mix for the ACC in the playoff, Brad, who do you back as a team that could make a deep run this year between Tech, Miami, Louisville? Like, is there any of those ACC teams that you think has the goods to make any type of run this season?
I don't think there's a team, man, that could make a run. Maybe if Duke didn't have 4 losses with Darian Menza, I think he's the best quarterback in the ACC, not Georgia Tech's Haynes King. But Duke just played with its food every week in these non-conference games, losing to UConn and losing to Tulane earlier. I don't see the ACC winning a playoff game this season. Now that being said, if Georgia Tech beats Pitt next week and then is able to beat Georgia in Atlanta, then maybe Haynes King and that offense and defense can sort of muddy things up a bit in that first round and get a win. But I think the G5 winner and the ACC representative are going to get beat by several touchdowns next month.
Brad Crawford covering college football for CBS Sports on the Bryan Heating Cooling Systems Fan Guest Hotline. All right, don't get mad at me for this. Because I'm only doing this because I'm doing it for the committee on how they believe. The committee tells us that Miami is the 18th best team in the country. And the future bets say otherwise. Miami would be like 100-1 shot to actually win it all right now. But you know how this works. You get them in the tournament, then you can hedge on the other team and all that. Where are you on, and maybe it's the Notre Dame game, the very beginning of the year, that is keeping Miami in somebody's conversation. Are you in that conversation?
I think Miami on a neutral field is as good as any ACC team out there. However, Miami has not made it through its schedule without several uppercut losses this season, namely Louisville, who just lost to a bad Cal team, and then SMU on the road, a team Miami should have beaten. I think the committee told us last week, fellas, that with Miami at number 18, they're out of the mix. And there's no winning out and getting to the ACC championship game either. I mean, a win over Pitt in the finale, yes, Pitt's ranked right now, probably going to lose to Notre Dame and Georgia Tech these next 2 weeks. So I think Miami's out of the mix, certainly talented enough to win a couple of games in the playoffs, but that team's not deserving of any kind of bracket eligibility.
Was the Mendoza march down the field against Penn State, was that the biggest Heisman moment of all the contenders so far this year?
I think it was, man. Everybody saw it, but I'll say this. I've been covering football, college football now full-time for almost 2 decades, and this Heisman race just feels, I don't know, man. It's the least sexy Heisman race that I can remember in my career. I mean, there's nobody making these outstanding plays, putting up incredible numbers that just says, okay, he is a Heisman finalist. But, I mean, Jeremiah Smith, Julian Sayin, Fernando Mendoza, maybe Ty Simpson at Bama. I think we're going to get a very, very close vote in December.
And it may come down to those championship games as the tiebreaker for the voters. So. Yeah, because they'll be going head-to-head, even though technically they're not going head-to-head. But I agree. That's going to be the interesting part of it. And the one thing you can say about the Mendoza drive, even though it was against a Penn State team that doesn't have a lot of respect, was they were coming after him. It wasn't a dink and dunk down the field final touchdown.
I would buy stock right now in Marcel Reed as one of the dark horses, Texas A&M quarterback. He's going to get some opportunities here in the next couple of weeks against Texas, against Alabama and Atlanta, where if he has maybe 6 or 7 touchdowns in those 2 starts, there's a good chance he's going to get some first-place votes.
Yeah, and he's got the true kind of the dual threat thing going, so that may help him. But you're right, probably needs some touchdowns. Awesome, Brad. Great conversation, buddy. Enjoy the rest of the week. Thanks for jumping on.
Thanks, Els.
CBS Sports, Brad Crawford on the Bryan Heating Cooling Systems Fan Guest Hotline. All right, take a quick break. Come back with Fool's Paradise, and you may want to park your waiver claim right here. Rothman and Ice on the Fan.
Big voice guy here to remind you that you're listening to The Fan, Ohio sports destination. Okay, thanks. I have 3 more seconds. Bye-bye.
Around here, it's all or nothing. And Toyota's got more all-wheel drive choices than anybody. Now through December 1st, get 4.75 APR financing on remaining new 25 Corollas and Corolla hybrids. Excludes GR and Corolla Cross.
Or lease a gas-powered 26 Corolla LE for $199 a month for 39 months with $36.99 due at signing. With approved credit through TFS, tax, title, and license extra. Call 1-888-36-TOYOTA for details or go to toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
Ever wonder where your go-to maintenance person gets the metal products they need to fix yours and everyone else's problems? The best in the business go to Metal Supermarkets for their wide variety of metal products and shapes to tackle projects from simple to complex. Metal Supermarkets is your source for all metals cut to size and ready fast. No minimum order with maximum service. Visit the family-owned franchise on North Wilson Road or at Columbus at metalsupermarkets.com.
I have a buddy who's going to be popping the question soon. He's planning everything out. He asked me, can you help me out with the ring? I said, of course I can. I've got a guy, Bob Capace from Worthington Jewelers. Now you talk, Bob.
Hi, I'm Bob Capace. I'm your guy.
Go in, see my friends at Worthington Jewelers. Tell them I sent you, and you'll get the true VIP experience.
I'll treat them better than I treat you.
That's not hard. Worthington Jewelers on High Street in Worthington. WorthingtonJewelers.com, where Columbus gets engaged. And tell them Common Man sent you.
Welcome to Tire Discounters. Oh, hiya, Phantom.
Mike, is it true?
What's that?
Tire Discounters is offering up to $200 off sets of Goodyear tires?
Absolutely.
Plus free alignment and a full synthetic oil change?
You got it.
I'm not one to exaggerate, but that may be the best deal in the history of the world.
But free would be better.
Mike, don't toy with me.
Through the holidays, every day we're open, someone will get their money back on 4 tires.
But I...
Just breathe, Phantom. Breathe.
No purchase necessary. Ends 12/31/25. Visit website for details.
At Baths R Us, we believe home improvement is life improvement, and that starts with the team who brings your vision to life. Our installers aren't just skilled; they're experts.
This is who we are. This is what we do all day, every day.
Right now, get $1,500 off a shower or tub replacement, or $3,000 off a full bathroom remodel. Plus, low to no monthly payments. Call 380-225-BATH to schedule your free estimate, or go to bathsrus.com. 380-225-2284. Baths R Us, where dreams soak in.
1-877 Cards for Kids. KARS Cards for Kids.
Ready to get rid of that old car? Donate it to Cars for Kids. Call 1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS to reach a friendly live agent. Donation's super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call us now, 1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS.
1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS. Donate your car today.
Did you know you can donate real estate too?
Tess, what's up?
Oh, you know, the CFO needs me to book a week of travel. I'm days behind on invoices. The plants in the lobby are dying, and now I have to order lunch for 80 with gluten-free options.
Just use Easy Cater.
Easy Cater?
One platform built for workplaces. Tons of great restaurants, any group size, with tools to meet dietary needs and stay on budget. Plus, rewards.
Rewards?
You earn rewards points when you order. Good for discounts or even gift cards for you.
Now that's what's up.
Easy Cater, the easy, rewarding way to order food for work. Order now at easycater.com.
Oh, no.
Ah, that's the sound of someone who's misplaced
my debit card.
Their debit card.
Where did I leave that thing?
Not at the gas pump, or the checkout counter, or the roof of your car. Now, if he has the Chase mobile app, he can use Card Lock.
Wait, I could just lock my card.
Yep, just a few tippy taps on his phone, and that sound? That's peace of mind from Chase.
Chase mobile app is available for select mobile devices. Message and data rates may apply. JP Morgan Chase Bank N.A. member FDIC.
Morning Juice is now live on YouTube. Join Bobby Carpenter and Jeff Thidoff weekday mornings from 6 to 8.
Just search 971 The Fan to catch the live experience or watch on demand.
The Fan. It's almost Football Friday. All play and no work.
Sponsored by Tansky Sawmill Toyota.
Your home for football, The Fan. Let's scratch that fantasy football itch. It's Rothman and Ice's Fool's Paradise.
Sponsored by Buckeye Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing.
You may have a little destiny attached to your squad, dude.
I don't know what's happening.
Another, not fractional win, but
by a point.
Yeah, like you won by decimal points last week, and then you won by a point this week because Dobbs did nothing for you last night.
No, he didn't.
But
clamped up.
Doesn't matter. A win's a win.
How many points did Dobbs score for me, AR?
Romeo.
Lil Romeo?
We're out there. Let's see. You already have him on the bench. You already moved him.
Yeah, after that performance last night.
You know, Romeo played basketball for USC?
I did. He was a hooper. His dad Was a big-time baller, too. Master P.
Yeah.
He could hoop, too.
4 targets, 1 catch, 5 yards.
That's all I needed. But I was sweating it out.
And that's how he won.
I was sweating it out. TLC, I went into yesterday. I think I needed what, AR? Half a point to win? Something like that? Literally.
Which we're half PPR.
I needed like a half a point to win, and I got
shape.
1 catch. So the last 2 weeks, I think I've won by a combined 2 points or something like that. The last couple weeks is crazy. I must be doing something right. So I will take it, and I will move on. Big-time injury, I think, in the fantasy world this week to look out for is Jackson Dart. Jackson Dart, I'm sure you guys touched on it yesterday. Brian Daboll, he now is gone. And so Jackson Dart
can't peek under the tent anymore?
Cannot peek under the tent.
Get Jackson Dart back on the field?
Yeah.
Well, now he can peek under the tent all he wants.
Right. It's getting dicey for Jackson Dart with these concussions. So something to monitor this week is Jackson Dart's availability. They do take on Green Bay.
What about the Rustler? Is he back?
Mr. Unlimited?
Oh, yeah. Uh-huh.
Can't quit the man. He probably will be out there this week. Wouldn't surprise me.
All right, so we'll update the standings here in the fan league.
Unlimited.
There he is.
You are 4th. I am 5th.
Who's number 1?
CB's number 1.
Number
but
1.
I do have, the points I had this week, crazy.
Yeah, you've got more
160 points.
You've got more points than me and the third place team in the league. Only a win behind.
Classic.
6-4. Everybody else is 7
tight.
and 3. Fun.
Big
fun
pickup for me this week was the Seattle defense.
My goodness.
5 sacks.
Hey, Seattle, we got a deal.
We got a deal, baby.
5
We got a
sacks.
deal.
2
Couple
fumble
tutties,
recoveries,
right?
2 touchdowns. Same guys.
DeMarcus Lawrence, right?
Yeah, but who was the one that hit the ball twice? Same guy.
Jacoby Brissett fumbles. DeMarcus Lawrence scoops and scores on both of them. Really good defensive pickup by you right there.
Is Jonathan Gannon still the head coach when I go to Arizona in a month?
Oh, man, that's a great question. And now Kyler is on. He got placed on IR when I was out, right?
Yeah.
He's now got to miss a minimum of 4 games.
Tyrese Knight.
Tyrese Knight was the guy?
Kid out of UTEP,
Okay. That's a great question. Is Jonathan Gannon going to – when are you going, TLC?
Week 14.
So you're going out.
Sunday, December 7th.
Will he still be the head
day
honcho?
after the Big Ten championship game?
Yeah. So
interesting.
I think I'm working the afternoon and then flying out at night.
Okay.
All right.
Getting on that PJ, huh?
Red eye.
I don't know about PJ.
It does feel like to me that I don't know if he gets fired before the season, after the season, but there's a reset coming in Arizona, probably at head coach and quarterback next year. TLC, maybe you can get Kyler Murray to come on over to Pittsburgh and follow up Aaron Rodgers.
Nope, he can stay in Arizona. Thank you very much.
The guy that I mentioned about parking a waiver claim, and I don't know if I would waiver claim it, would be Parker Washington.
Yeah.
Because
I like it.
Now, is he a wide receiver 1? Of course not. And because I guess where's Brian Thomas now? Is he healthy? Not healthy?
I don't think he's healthy.
Yeah.
I don't think
so.
As
long as
Tucker Kraft?
Yeah, as long as he's out, then I would say Parker Washington is probably wide receiver 2. No matter where Jacoby's being used, like he'd be a guy that I would look at. It seems like Troy Franklin's always in the mix with Denver.
Yeah, wide receiver for them.
Alec Pierce was big in the Indianapolis game this week. I keep talking about stashing like Jaden Reed, but I got no confidence in Love, so that's probably out. But I might. And then Brandon Ayuk.
Out of sight, out of mind.
Practice window isn't even open yet, but they have a week 14 bye, apparently, like he does. And Ayuk has, I think he's got a lot of ability. I mean, and
they paid him.
Yeah.
They paid him. And so, like, you drop him into that mix. We'll see if he can help him. You know, I'm at a point now where I'm wondering, if he plays at all for them this season. It's starting to feel that way to me. I kind of like Tej Johnson for Tampa Bay. If you need some wide receiver help for maybe, bye weeks and all that stuff coming up.
Oh, yeah,
he could be a name as well to mention. I like your call for Alec Pearson and Troy Franklin as well. I'm at a point now where I'm thinking about the year that Jonathan Taylor is having in fantasy, and I'm like, where does this stack up all time in fantasy running back seasons? Like, I got to start digging in on that because the game on Sunday was just absolutely incredible for him, and it was only appropriate for him to walk it off the way that he did. He looked untouchable. And he's looked that way all year.
Yeah, I put him in party.
Good.
This week.
Good.
I believe, and I have to go back through it, because you remember our draft. I had picked number 3, and I was going to go running back. So I was toying between Barkley again or Gibbs, and I wound up taking Gibbs, who's been really good lately.
Yeah.
And then round 2 came around, and at that point, let me see if I could have taken... Nope, Taylor had been taken. I'm off the hook.
Okay.
I was beating myself up about taking Achane over Taylor, and the only reason I did it at the time, I thought, was because of Achane's ability to catch passes.
Yeah.
And in a half-point PP, I thought that was a big deal. But I just realized that Jonathan Taylor went 15 in our league, and I took Achane at 18. So the question, you remember the war room.
Mm-hmm.
Would I have taken Taylor?
No, because you wanted
if
the catches.
Achane... Yeah,
you wanted the catches to come along with
both of them were available. I think I would have taken H. Knowing myself, I would have taken H.
And a lot of people, I would have made the same call. The year Jonathan Taylor's having right now feels to me very similar to what Saquon did a year ago with Philly. Like, I don't know where they are yardage to yardage through this amount of games and all that stuff, but just the dominance every week where Jonathan Taylor is running through your face mask, but also he's ripping off these long runs too, because that was a big deal with Saquon a year ago. Like, Jonathan Taylor's got a couple runs 80 yards or more this season, multiple runs of 40 yards or more. I mean, he's the offensive player of the year. Don't think he's going to win MVP over these quarterbacks right now, but JT is in his bag this year.
Listen, you have been GMing this thing because you had Neighbors at pick 12.
He gone.
Done for the year. And then you had because I know you were considering Chase Brown.
I was. Now, he's waking up now, but it was ugly early. But I've lost Neighbors, James Conner, and maybe Jane Daniels for the year.
You're a little slow, but he got it. We come back, top of the hour, Fan Sports Update, and we'll get into the guy that maybe some people cut or maybe some people are grabbing now, but he's doing the math again on his team's chances. This is a signature move for this guy. You'll hear it next. Rothman and Ice and the Fan.
T-Bone and Tyvis are everything you want in a delicious breakfast. Lots of empty calories, no nutritional value.
Weekday mornings from 6 to 9.
At the Ohio Lottery, we make Keno fun. Your way. That means you pick your wager. Will it be $1, $2, a crisp $20? Your call. Like picking your own numbers? Use any inspiration you like. Birthdays, jersey numbers, you name it. And if you don't feel like choosing, there's the Super Quick Auto Pick. With regular promotions that'll get you more bang for your Keno buck, multiple ways to win, prizes galore, and live draws every few minutes. Anytime is the right time to get in on the Keno action. Keno is always fun, your way. Lottery players are subject to Ohio laws and commission regulations. Play responsibly.
Ohio has over 920,000 diabetics. If you are a diabetic, take a step in the right direction by having your feet checked routinely by a podiatric physician, the most qualified doctors to care for your feet. Adding a podiatrist to your healthcare team can help you better manage the effects of diabetes on your feet. Ohio Foot and Ankle Medical Association podiatric physicians are located throughout the state. For more information or to find a member of the Ohio Foot and Ankle Medical Association near you, visit ohiofoot.org.
Hey, it's Anthony Rothman here for Germain Honda of Dublin. So what's the difference? There are other Honda dealers around. Well, Rich Newsom and his team want to earn your trust. They don't expect it, and they earn it by giving you a great price, and then they back it up after the sale. With same-day service, no appointment necessary, a great variety of brand new Hondas, and hundreds of pre-owned certified Hondas to choose from, all at the same location. Identify yours at GermainHondaofDublin.com. Germain Honda of Dublin, Sawmill Road, just south of 270.
Bobcat Enterprises has rebates and write-offs to give you a competitive edge in 2026. Now until the end of the year, get 0% financing for 60 months or up to $10,000 in cash rebates. Offer varies by model and dealer in-stock inventory. This year's tax deductions are bigger than ever, and you can apply to lease, finance, or directly purchase equipment. Spend it before the government gets it. Stop by Bobcat Enterprises in Hilliard, Reynoldsburg, or Zanesville, or see our full line of products at bobcatent.com today. Offer expires 12/31/25.
Care Heating and Cooling. Honest technicians, honest pricing. Call 1-800-COOLING.
Hey, fam!
fans! Welcome back to Fansville's Cheers and Tears. Oh. Okay, so like everybody deals with losing, right? To a rival on a last-second field goal. Whatever, it's fine. I'm totally fine. But I cope with losing with an ice-cold Dr. Pepper. Those 23 flavors are like so delicious. They totally wash away the pain of your college football team taking a big fat L. College football. It's a pepper thing.
'Tis the season to be even more jolly, thanks to Fa La 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 Low Meyer prices on many of the hottest must-have brands and toys of the season. Take an incredible 20% off the brands you know and love, like Barbie, Play-Doh, Melissa & Doug, Crayola, Squishmallows, and Hot Wheels. Even select Lego, Star Wars, and Disney items are 20% off. So put on your Santa hat and get ready to deck the halls with gifts and savings at Meijer. Exclusions apply. See all deals in the Meijer app.
Hi, it's Anthony Schlegel. When it was time to replace my roof, friends highly recommended Newman Roofing. From the initial sales process, I was incredibly impressed by their commitment to outstanding customer service. Their 33 years of industry experience truly shine through, and it's clear why they have such an excellent reputation. I had the pleasure of meeting with the Newman family to discuss my roofing project. They presented me with several options and attentively addressed all my concerns and demonstrated a genuine care for their customers and the overall experience they provide. With family members in key roles within the company, they ensure that every customer feels confident in their decision to choose Newman Roofing. I highly recommend giving Newman Roofing a call today at 614-NEW-ROOF or visiting newmanroofing.com.
Call the company you can trust, Newman Roofing, at 614-NEW-ROOF, or visit us online at newmanroofing.com. Don't just get a new roof, get a Newman roof.
Oh, did you get us switched over to shelter insurance?
Actually, I found a deal online.
You did? Does your deal come with award-winning customer service?
Oh, I'm not sure.
Does the deal include a local agent?
Doesn't actually say.
Can we create a customized plan that fits our needs? Let's just call the local shelter agent.
For insurance that fits just right, find a shelter agent near you. We're your shield. We're your shelter.
Does your vehicle need maintenance, but you don't have time? Krieger Ford's got you covered. Enjoy our convenient pickup and delivery service, or we come to you with our mobile service van. It's fast, easy, and hassle-free. Schedule your appointment today, only at KriegerFord.com.
Broadcasting from the Lindsay Honda Studios.
Honda makes the cars. Lindsay makes the difference. Visit lindsayhonda.com.
WBNS-FM, HD1 Columbus.
Good afternoon. I'm Tyler Danberg. Ohio State football looks to go to 10-0 when they host UCLA Saturday at 7:30. It's the first meeting for the two schools since 2001 and the first in Columbus since 1999. On the recruiting trail, Ohio State flipped four-star running back Legend Bay from Tennessee Monday. He is the third four-star in the 2026 class to flip to the Buckeyes in the last week. NHL Blue Jackets fell in OT 5-4 at the Oilers Monday. NBA Cavs were also topped in OT, falling to the Heat 140-138 on a buzzer-beating dunk by Miami's Andrew Wiggins. The Mavericks fired general manager Nico Harrison today. This update is sponsored by Dr. Mark Levy. If you're snoring and not sleeping, call Dr. Mark Levy's office at 1-800-MORE-SLEEP. That's 1-800-MORE-SLEEP or online at sleepbettercolumbus.com. Coming up on Rothman and Ice, Tyvis Powell joins to talk Browns at 1:30 right here on The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Matty is a diehard Reds fan. I mean, where else is he going to go? You're listening to Rothman and Ice.
Hour number 2, Tyvis Powell, not on hold yet, but he will be at 1:30. We'll get into some CBJ talk as well here shortly, potentially here at 1:17. Got some things to say. All right.
I get some off your chest, huh?
Some real stuff. I'm
here for it.
The problem is when these things happen, and we won't get into it too much, but when these things happen, it's got to be like a landslide one way or a landslide the other.
That's what we do in sports.
It can never be like you never can acknowledge certain things because then you get accused of playing both sides.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of it that is real, and we'll talk about that. All right. This popped up yesterday, and I didn't see it coming. I don't think anybody did. especially with where their record is, because there really would be no reason if you were Cincinnati to truly want this to be public now, because I believe you weigh the scales of distraction versus motivation. And that's how I look at it. I know, the philosophizer.
Oh, I like this. I like where this is going.
Because I believe this Joe Burrow, save us Joe, is a distraction.
Interesting.
But I also feel like he must believe that it's a motivator, because there's no reason that Joe would put himself in this position to have people saying, oh, week 14 at Buffalo, here we go. Like, unless he's feeling really good.
Mm-hmm.
Like, because why would he want to put himself in that position to be like, because what if he has a setback, or what if he doesn't want to come back, or what if the record isn't good? I haven't heard any of this, and I know we played it, or he was at the podium yesterday, so I was looking forward to hearing this. And this is classic Joe Burrow, where he's now motivating his squad to keep their heads above water for his triumphant return. It has that feeling to me. So let's hear Joe.
Our division is wide open. I think Pittsburgh's 5-4 at this point. We play them this week. So, everything is still there in front of us. Very rare that our division looks like this, but it does this year. And so, I think we'll be at least in it until the end. I think it would be very difficult for us to be a wild card team at this point. Obviously, a lot of football to be played. I think that's difficult. I think our best path would be win the division.
It is so rare that you would hear a player, coach, and specifically a quarterback say what he just said. And this is
anything beyond this week.
Correct. And this is 2 years in a row. You and I are sitting here and reacting to a comment from Joe to where he's saying, like last year, he was doing the math. Yeah. Like, hey, we go 7-1, 6-0, whatever it was in his mind. Like, he was saying these things publicly, and I respect the heck out of it, because I have to imagine there's a lot of guys that are scared to make a statement like that because of the pressure that comes along with it. I was surprised yesterday to see this report coming out that his return is, I guess, close. A lot closer than what we were anticipating, because the initial diagnosis of his injury was at minimum 3 months in the middle of December, maybe even beyond that. Who knows? And so clearly he feels good about his rehab process. He feels good about some of the things I'm sure he's doing behind the scenes, which aren't as explosive as what he's going to be asked to do in practice and in games. I clearly get that. But I don't think he comes out, AR, and says these things, or the team rolls out with this type of announcement if they really feel like, or if they don't feel like he's going to be ready to go here in a few weeks. It really caught me by surprise, because he was just out of sight, out of mind for me as far as his return in the next couple of weeks.
Well, so then that begs the question. Did he do it? He could have waited to see how this game turned out this week, because if they lose at Pittsburgh and they're 3-7, I don't know if there's anything they can truly do, because they'll play New England the following week, and then they're at you guys on is that Thanksgiving?
I believe so, yeah.
All right.
And he's all in on the division. We heard him say, like, the wild card is going to be tough for us. This is all
which is
about
another
the North.
thing. He basically just openly said our division's terrible.
Is he wrong?
No.
I don't know if he...
Which is why I think it's a good thing that he said it, because, for our jobs, entertaining. Mm-hmm. And it's also honest and a fair evaluation, and something we would all say. So he's not wrong about it at all.
Well, I don't know if he thinks it's truly terrible.
He basically just said that no one's winning a wild card spot.
No, I think he said they. He doesn't think they
can win a wild card.
Cincinnati. He thinks
nobody.
Well, he just said our path to getting to the playoffs is winning the division.
Right, because he doesn't think.
Because he said that we can't get a wild card spot.
Well, that's true.
So if
I see what you're saying.
If you were getting a wild card spot, you'd be second.
Yeah, I see.
He says it's more likely to win the division than get in the playoffs being second in the division. Basically saying this is a one bid division.
Yeah, I
which
understand.
means it's bad.
I do understand what you're saying, that he believes that they could get in the playoffs potentially as probably a 10-win team. But he doesn't know if 10's enough to win a wild card, which you would think it would. Does he think he's winning the division at 9 wins? Like, that's the weird part. The other one is,
what's their record right now?
They're 3-6.
Oh,
their division record is 2-0 though.
So what did he say?
I don't even know if he did the math right.
I think he said he was shooting for Thanksgiving. There's another cut in here somewhere that I do not have.
Well, I was just about to get to that.
Okay, I'll get it ready then.
Because it feels like for him to get to a podium today or yesterday, I feel like his target is certainly what you're talking about. Let's hear it.
Well, would it be to, given your history in Baltimore, being a division game, to come back for that game?
Very.
Is that your target?
We'll see. We'll see how these next couple weeks go.
Okay.
It's pretty weird that you would come to a media press conference not needing it. Don't need to do this.
Mm-hmm.
Wait to see how they do at Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
This is a PR motivational deal. There was no reason. No one was asking. Now, maybe people were asking for updates, but no one. We all heard this was mid-December at best.
Correct.
So he's been out of sight, out of mind. And what's out of sight, out of mind is them. They're 3-6. They lost their last garbage losses going into the bye week with the Jets and the Bears. He didn't need to do this, and he did it anyway. And sure. So he's either real close, a lot closer than we believe, and then partially that he also believes if he can tell his team, I haven't forgotten about you. I'm coming back.
Hang in there.
Hang in there.
Hang in there.
Yeah.
Hang in there for me. And so I think both things can be true. I think both things can be true here. But the elephant in the room still is whether or not he plays again.
Defense.
It's the defense.
Yeah.
And I don't know, with how great he is at playing the most important position, if they still can do what needs to be done with the defense that they're going to roll out there. And so we'll get a glimpse at it against TLC Steelers this week coming out of the bye. I'd be shocked if it looks any different. But we're talking about a defense right now that's given up almost 170 rushing yards per game. That means other teams can control the game. And so when Joe Burrow does come back, teams are going to say, well, we want to keep number 9 over there as long as possible. They may be saying that about Flacco right now with the high-flying ability of this offense. But that's going to be the reason why they make some type of bounce back and get into the playoffs, not because of Joe Burrow. We know what he can do. We know what this offense can do. We're seeing it right now even without him. I don't even know how much better it can get with him. But that's going to be the key, AR, is them getting that thing fixed. And if they do get that thing fixed, then I'll warm up to him coming back and saving the day.
Not really sure what's going on with him, why he did this.
I think you're on this thing. I think it's a motivational thing. I think it's especially with who they're playing this week. I think
Can he just do that behind the scenes?
I think sometimes things we've seen coaches motivate their team through the media, and I think this is Joe Burrow's card that he's playing because he's done this in a different way. And I think sometimes he realizes the power that he has because he did this with the negotiating process with the wide receivers, right? Like T. Higgins and those guys on record. Like, I want him. We need him. And I think he's throwing his weight around a little bit. And I think you're all over this with him throwing this message out there publicly so the defensive side of the locker room can hear this. That I need you guys to do your part.
Putting public pressure on his own team.
Yeah, he is.
Public pressure. That's the difference. That's why he's doing it. Because he can do the same thing behind the scenes. He didn't have to do this at a podium.
This holds more weight. This does.
It does because now it's really shining the light on what you said, which is these losses they've had, and I don't know if any. Listen, he's not a coach. He's only what he can do. He put a lot of pressure on himself. He must know his own health to come back because you don't do this only to have a setback and not be able to come back.
And he's a guy that doesn't run away from any pressure.
He doesn't.
He embraces all this stuff.
Yeah, I would have waited till after this Pittsburgh game, depending on see how it went. And
he did say we'll see, so he may be doing exactly what you're saying.
I actually like
that was the we'll see on is your target Baltimore.
Yeah.
I think they asked him, is your target Thanksgiving?
There are 2 games in between that. So that would be
if he splits them.
Let's just say they split them.
Yeah.
You said 3-6, that'd be 4-7. And like you said, let's say a 10-7 wins the division, as Joe Burrow just suggested. That would be the Bengals' best path to the playoffs. He would have to come back and run the table.
Yeah.
The sad part is
that's too good to be true.
I did the math weeks ago, and I said to both you guys, just have 7 wins by that Miami game. Just give him a chance to rip off 3 and win 3, and the damn Jets and the Bears take them down.
Brutal.
If you have a 3-game win streak going into the bye, it's on.
Mm-hmm.
Then you got a chance. And I'm saying this to say that they're not a Super Bowl team. That defense is not good enough to get them through the AFC.
No,
this is only fun to see if they could make a run at somebody and then be playing on house money. Like if Joe comes back and gets in the playoffs at 10 wins, no one's going to think anything of them.
If you
still have Burrow, you got a chance.
Correct. You're the Colts, you're the Chiefs, you're any of those teams up top in the
You
AFC.
don't want to see him.
You don't want to see them. But I like that he did it, AR, right now because he knows the weight of this game this week.
That's it.
Against Pittsburgh.
There would be
That's why I like it.
no other reason to do it.
Nope.
We'll come back and we'll find out and maybe answer the question, who are the CBJ? Rothman and Ice on the Fan.
If you miss a live show, you can catch the podcast. If you miss the podcast, our hosts have volunteered to have dinner with you.
The meatloaf!
The Fan.
Dormar, you're kind of hero. Is there anything better than a college football Saturday? Not if you're at the ESPN Bet Sportsbook at Hollywood Casino Columbus. Join the Fan for watch parties for the games this season. Oh, you got to check out the display case of amazing autographed prizes you can win. It's beautiful. 2 massive TV walls to watch the national champs. Watch and place wagers with over 30 kiosks, contests, prizes, and live shows. Must be 21 or older to enter. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
For 48 straight years, Ford F-Series have been the best-selling trucks in America. We got here by engineering breakthrough technology, redefining Built Ford Tough, and never settling for second best. But what's really made Ford F-Series the #1 selling trucks in America is you. Ford F-Series, Built Ford Tough. Based on 1977 to 2024 calendar year total sales.
Life's better with Drive My Way from American Family Insurance because we know it's more than just a car. It's your escape pod, your adventure mobile, your memory maker. And we help protect the dreams that drive you. Personalize what you pay for auto insurance and you could save between 5 and 20%. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. Unsafe driving behaviors may increase your rate. Visit amfam.com to learn more. American Family Mutual Insurance Company SI and its operating company 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Hey friends, Beamer here. Thanksgiving, as we know, is right around the corner. And what better way to say thank you than $500 off to a thinner, healthier you? Now through Thanksgiving, Awaken 180 is giving our great listeners $500 off your program. Visit them online at awaken180weightloss.com.
You know, most people will agree with this. Life is a lot better without pain and more comfort. Hey, it's Anthony. I used to buy the over-the-counter insoles thinking that just the cushion itself would solve everything. It didn't. So I finally got serious about support. I went to the Good Feet store where I was personally fitted for arch supports. I started feeling relief, more stability, and stuff stopped aching. My lower back felt better. I don't care whether you're an athlete or you're retired. Get greater comfort and confidence from personally fit arch supports from the Good Feet store. That's because their arch supports are designed to align your body from the feet up, and they can help provide relief from pain and discomfort like it has for me. They have an expert staff trained to understand your specific needs, and they recommend the best solutions. It's simple. Just stop by the Good Feet store at one of their convenient locations on Polaris Parkway or Stringtown Road in Grove City, or, of course, learn more, a lot more, at goodfeet.com.
Dormar, you're kind of hero.
When your furnace or air conditioner is broke, we come out that same day. Dormar, home the Tin Man.
Hello, it's John Kozik, founder and president of TurboTrack Realty, and I buy houses as is fast for cash. Call me today for an all-cash offer on any of your properties, and we can close within days at 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000. Do you own a property that's outdated and needs thousands of dollars in repairs? Great, I'll buy it. Give us a call today for an all-cash offer at 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000. Would it be convenient for you if you could simply take what you wanted and leave the rest behind? Great, I'll buy it. I buy vacant properties, inherited homes, divorce situations, death in the family, apartment buildings, rental portfolios. I even buy my tenant won't pay me the rent houses. Call TurboTrack Realty today for an all-cash offer and speak with one of our friendly staff members at 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000. $72,000.
Hey, it's Anthony Rothman. Guys, you know you feel it. Something is off. It's not just signs of aging. It's your energy slipping away. It could be low testosterone, draining all the things that make you you. But it doesn't have to be this way. The solution? Testosterone replacement therapy at Synergenics and Low T Center. They use pharmaceutical-grade testosterone to increase your level that is just right for you. They are one of the only providers that accept most major insurance. They make it affordable and easy for you to start and stay on the treatment. Synergenics and Low T Center have clinics conveniently located around town in Gahanna and Dublin. You can be treated in the clinic or receive at-home treatment. Either way, it all starts with a simple and quick free test at the center. And for a limited time, get a free hormone consultation and free T-test and automatically enter for a chance to win autographed memorabilia or even tickets to a major sporting event. Get back to feeling like you again. Book your appointment now at trtmvp.com. That's trtmvp.com.
Morning Juice is live on YouTube. Weekday mornings starting at 6. Or on demand whenever you want it. Yeah, whenever. Bobby Carpenter's at your beck and call. And Tito's there too, to clean the toilets. Head to YouTube and subscribe today. Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
We will see increasing clouds throughout the day today with some peaks of sun and some passing snow showers possible. But the story will be the cold air. Gusty winds will make our feels like down into the 20s. And then for tonight, overnight lows will be right around freezing. But yet again, breezy winds will make us feel like we're in the 20s. For the Fan, I'm meteorologist Meredith Garfalo with the 10 Weather Impact Forecast.
Bet365, the official online sports book of Rothman and Ice. Whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Anthony finally hit a hole-in-one.
It's in the hole.
So now what? Just bask in the glory?
And that's how she wrote.
You're listening to Rothman and Ice.
All right, Tyvis Powell coming up bottom of the hour. Jackets didn't get a point last night. They lost a point. That's how it feels. That's how it is. It just comes down to sealing up a game. And it's the only thing that's really missing lately from this team. It feels all too familiar for Jacket fans that have watched this team over the years about blowing games and all that and finding ways to lose rather than win. And I say that to also admit to you that I like the way they're playing. Sounds like a coach. It can be true, but the moral victory of last night of getting a point at Edmonton was atrocious the way that went. Because I'll come back to what I just said. You didn't get a point. You should have gotten 2 points last night, especially on a 3-game bender. Like, that's the game. The Jackets have really good team speed. You could watch it and see it. They had zone time. They weren't giving up much last night. Now, what they do, and what I said before the season sometimes, is they overcommit. And they give up too many odd man rushes. And that's why that Calgary game went crazy bad for them. But they corrected it. And when you're a bubble team, like I believe they are, you cannot lose the winnable games. Mm-hmm. I watched Torts and that team with Torts and Lars, the assistant, and Shazi. The one thing I noticed with them is that they banked every point they needed to bank at that time. When they should beat the teams they should win, they did. And when you're playing well, that's when you have to seal up 2 points. They were playing well last night. Edmonton Matty was coming off one of the most embarrassing losses I've ever seen, 9-1 to Colorado. And Colorado was 0 for 7 on the power play.
So you were going to get their best. You had their full attention.
You did, but I was surprised. Last night, it was really good to see. I mean, Ollie could have killed Frederick. Like, literally killed him. And he almost held back in that fight early. And that's why when these coaches assert aggressiveness, they're not saying, hey, I want you to fight Matthew Olivier tonight. Like, that's not what they're saying. That's not what they should be saying to get that kid killed. But Edmonton didn't play as inspired as I thought they would. I thought we actually played more inspired than they did Ronnie staring down a guy. It was some good stuff last night. I hate having to come in here and say to you that I like the way they're playing. And I didn't lead with that. I led with that they lost a point, they didn't get a point. And actually a better team, they're probably a better team than their points even say right now, in my mind. I'll come back to say what I said before the season. They're a top 4 defenseman away. And I really don't know yet whether they have a true number 1 goalie. I think Jet can be a really, really good backup, like a 1A guy. We'll see. Maybe he'll become a great goalie. There's plenty of time. But if they got, and we talked about guys before the year, like if they would have landed Noah Dobson or they trade for Rasmus Anderson, like if they get a guy, then you can start slotting your depth where you want it. You know, you can move Sevo with Denton. You can do some things. You can find ways for guys to eat minutes and not kill you when you don't have a true number 1 goalie. The key I come back to is that, and I do think there's hopefulness. I think they're good enough to be playing meaningful games late in the year if they stay healthy. That's the big if for everybody. And I didn't see a push coming from Edmonton last night until Connor McDavid decided to show you that he was built in a lab and that he scores specialty goals. Those are specialty skills that aren't scheme related. They're not strategy related. That's a guy saying, you're on my back, and we're getting back in the game.
Watch out.
That's what we saw last night. The fluke goal that tied it is a fluke. Let's call it what it is. When it happens to you, it feels self-inflicted. But it was fluke. Now, did they do some stupid things? Yeah. Z shooting that puck on a power play when you're up a goal, it's all about possession at that point. That's a weak side seam that gets popped up on a stick, and it's in the back of your net. And it sucks. And the fact that Edmonton celebrated it like they had done something makes you want to hit somebody. But when you lose 9-1, you'll celebrate anything. Yeah. And they did get back in the game, so I won't crush them for that. But the 2 goals that McDavid scored, the special skills goals, that's how you pull a rabbit out of a hat. When you've got a guy like him.
Yeah. Because we see that in sports sometimes,
it's not a
right?
system.
Like it's I'm just better than what you're offering against me right now. Whether it's in basketball, sometimes you can contest a shot, the defense is there, the other guy is just better. Sometimes in football, you can throw it up to your playmaker, coverage is there, and he still makes the catch. That's going to happen. I will say this. One thing to me that's a little concerning is away from Nationwide, the results. Where we are right now, just compared to where we were last year. That was a big thorn in their side is you leave your own barn and you haven't handled business there. And so now we're talking about New York, Calgary, Vancouver, Edmonton, 4 losses in a row with another one on deck tonight against Seattle.
When you get in and you go to bed at 2:30 in the morning.
Correct.
Yeah.
Right. And so
their travel's been very weird with this schedule.
I think you're so right to identify where the roster is. And it's a good roster. But sometimes when you're a good roster, you're going to be asking guys to punch above their weight on certain nights. Yeah. And when you have guys that are like that, combined with, I think the guys up top may be feeling some pressure to be perfect in certain spots, I think you can see some cracks here in the armor. All hope is not lost for me. It's not.
No.
But I will say this. They got to clean up going on the road and getting better results. Because last year when we got to the finish line, we were looking back at their road record and saying, man, if they just did better there, they could have potentially been in a better spot. And so that's what I'm looking for. There's 1 tonight, and then they get 3 at home. But just a month or 2 from now, hopefully, we're talking about them having a better record on the road because that's holding them back a little bit.
It is, but to me, I look at more of the teams they're playing versus where they're playing. And I'll come back to what I said, when you're a bubble team, when you're an 85.5-point team, or you're close to a 90-point team, and you're right on the bubble about being a wild card, you have to beat the teams that you should beat or win the games when you're playing well. And last night they were playing well, and they didn't win the game. You can't get those points back as a bubble team. Dallas, you're fine.
Mm-hmm.
Columbus,
make up for it.
You're not.
Yeah, there's levels to it.
I feel like that's part of it. And I've had people, I was getting some tweets last night about, why is Coyle out there? And Coyle's playing well. He's a good face-off guy. Last I checked in overtime, possession is the key. Now, you go back to what some of these coaches, like we've had coaches that'll play Boone in overtime for a face-off and then change. The thing about overtime against McDavid is possession is everything. You have to have the puck. And Coyle, whether his analytics or whether he's just playing better, you leave him out there. You want your best defending center who can skate with guys. No one can skate with McDavid, but he's as close as we can get, who can also defend. It's a balance. You have to think about both sides of the puck. And when you're playing two of the most dangerous guys on the planet, Draisaitl and McDavid, you have to think that way. So there was a slow change. The fact that Roslovic scored the game winner on a breakaway on our slow change, it all was almost too cinematic for them. But
got to stop the bleeding tonight.
It's
a must.
They played too well last night to not get 2 points.
Yeah, it's tough.
And was it a fluke? Yes. Did they cause it? Probably.
But you're going to have those.
But not a shorty. You can't give up a shorty when you're up one with a minute and change. And so they got to seal it up.
Tonight.
There's no reason to bail on them because of it. But they're in a weird spot right now because they're a bubble team that won't get these points back.
And you know what we like to say? It can get late early. It can get late early. A season can slip away from you when you're a team that is a bubble-ish type of team. Yeah. So they got to go.
And the expectations for them were never, auto playoff team, or here we go. Dandy Don did what he could to keep that defense where it is. They didn't quite take it to a level. He probably swung big, didn't get it. That's why he paid Provorov what he paid him. Because imagine if he's gone now. So that's why last night was a gut punch, because you had two and you gave one away. Not the end of the world, but it's certainly it's building into a weird spot for them. But you got to like a lot of their pieces. They just might not have it in the absolute key areas to be an automatic playoff team. We'll come back with our friend Tyvis Powell. And speaking of change, when will they pull the trigger up there? We'll ask him next. Rothman Nights on the Fan.
This sports report is brought to you by Bet365. When it comes to sportsbooks, Bet365 has it all. Download the app today and see why it's never ordinary at Bet365. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 21 plus only. Must be located in Ohio.
Hey Central Ohio, it's Andrew from Home Team Solutions, and yes, we buy houses for cash the easy way. We've been buying houses for over 20 years and we've seen it all. Whether you've inherited a property, you're behind on payments, the house needs work, or just want to avoid the hassle of listing, we've got you covered. No repairs, no clean out, no stress, just a fair cash offer and you pick the closing date. We've helped hundreds of homeowners sell fast and hassle-free, and we're proud to have 5-star reviews all across Central Ohio and an A+ rating with the BBB. If you're ready to sell your house the easy way, call Home Team Solutions at 614-962-SELL. That's 614-962-7355, or visit us online at selltohometeam.com. Home Team Solutions, local, trusted, and family-owned. Again, that's 614-962-SELL. 614-962-7355 or selltohometeam.com.
Get your furnace fixed fast. Call Care Heating and Cooling. 1-800-COOLING.
Rothman and Ice is sponsored by your local Pella Window and Door showroom on Gemini Parkway. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Rothman and Ice present Breaking Down the Browns with Tyvis Powell.
All right, he's the baller from Bedford, the one and only Tyvis Powell with us now on the Bryant Heating Cooling Systems Fangast Hotline. All right, my man. Boy, you were wearing all sorts of cool, crazy hats this weekend. I was watching.
Yeah, sometimes you just fall into some luck. It was a guy who was out there with a bear hat, and he was saying that his father, before he passed away, used to come to the tailgates all the time, and he would wear that hat. So he said, I want you to wear it for a segment. And I said, of course I will honor your father. So me, being the man of the people, got to give the people what they want.
What exercise are we doing right now?
So I did incline, had 205 on the incline, and then I'm doing pull downs with 200 on.
I couldn't tell.
Yeah,
Actually, you're probably in great shape because I didn't hear any heavy breathing.
It's a thing now. It's just back-to-back weeks. It's back-to-back weeks. Yeah, he's getting it in.
I'm
I can
getting
tell.
back into that. I'm back in that groove. You know what I'm saying? I got to get back in that mode. You know.
Groove. The New York Jets have won 2 games this season. You know who they've beaten? The Bengals and the Browns. How do you feel about? Is that Stefanski's fault just because he's the head coach? The special team stuff, like how much he's got to take the blame just because he hired the coaches. That's how you lose a game. Where are you on Stefanski? Because a lot of times it's the way you lose, not the amount of games you lose. Because before the season, I was not in the camp of, if the Browns don't win 7 games, you got to fire him. But when you live through these, it hurts a lot more, doesn't it?
It does. Because I was in the camp of the Browns should at least go 8-9. That was I know everybody was like, they won't win more than 4. I was in the 8-9. It's the fact that when you start to watch these games, to me, the culture is not there anymore because they're finding ways to lose these football games. Let's just think about 3 games. Think about the Cincinnati game. Okay, that came down to special teams. You lost that one because of special teams. Let's think about the Minnesota Viking game. You was winning that game the entire game, and you blew it in the fourth quarter. Think about this past game. You had a chance. You was playing really good ball in the first half. Second half, nothing. And you found a way to lose that game. So, to me, it's just the culture of that team. It's just not the same. I don't think guys are fighting and playing as hard. We're not finding ways to win. We're finding ways to lose. And when you get to that, I think you got to it's time for a change.
And that changes, obviously, Kevin Stefanski, I'm assuming, correct?
I think it should be a whole sweep.
So from top to bottom. So are you talking Andrew Barry, Stefanski, the whole staff, just clean up everything?
Yeah, the only person when I say that, the only person I feel bad about is Jim Schwartz and Deuce Staley. I think those 2 coaches are doing a wonderful job at what they're doing. But everybody else, and the DB coach, he's doing a great job as well. But everybody else, yeah, and the linebackers coach, maybe not on the defensive side of the ball because they're actually doing well on that side. Offensive side, outside of Deuce Staley, I don't see it.
Let me ask you this, T. When you look at the quarterbacks on the collegiate level right now that are going to be available, if they do come out, is there a slam dunk guy or guys in your mind that they should draft if they want to draft another quarterback?
I don't think they should draft any of the quarterbacks, to be honest with you, because I don't think it is a slam dunk. I like Ty Simpson the most out of all of these guys. I mean, I know Fernando Mendoza is pretty good, but I think I like Ty Simpson because, he's literally going out there. They have no run game, so it's all off of his arm, and he's finding a way to win. If I was drafting a quarterback, that's what I would do. I would take him, but I don't think the Browns should draft one. I think if they put Shedeur Sanders in and he's not the answer, I believe that the Browns should fix their quarterback problem for trading for Mac Jones because Mac Jones is in quarterback rehab right now in San Francisco. He's learning how to play the game. Kyle Shanahan has done a wonderful job teaching these quarterbacks how to play the game, what to look for. Sam Darnold credited all of his turnaround to Kyle Shanahan, and it looks like Mac Jones is on the same trajectory there. So I don't think it would cost you a lot to get Mac Jones. I think that he's learned his lesson. He's learned how to play the position. He's playing at a high level. I think you trade for him, and then you take them there 2 first rounds in that second round, and you draft an offensive lineman and 2 wide receivers, and I think away we go with this thing.
Let me take you back to Stefanski. Guy won Coach of the Year a couple times, and they've been in the playoffs a couple times, and the Deshaun Watson contract just killed this team. Like, it just killed them. And I guess, are you more in the camp of change because you have to? Because I heard you mention that culture word early. Or is if you did hand this guy a better quarterback situation, that he would show you why at one time he was a Coach of the Year?
I don't think so because the play call. All right, so this is the thing. Let's look at just the past 2 years. This man went from calling the plays and couldn't score 20 points He gives it to Ken Dorsey. Ken Dorsey takes Jameis Winston, and they're able to have – the offense looked a little better. It looked better than what it is now. He then fires Ken Dorsey, takes it back, and says the reason we wasn't good is because I wasn't calling the plays. Y'all see what it looks like when I'm not calling the plays. So I'm going to take the play calling back. That's going to fix everything. He takes it back, and the offense looks even worse than it did last year. Then you got guys like Grant Delpit coming up talking about, I don't even know what winning feels like. Before they beat Miami, he was like, I don't even know what winning feels like. When you got guys that say something like that, it's a culture thing. It's dead. You ran your course. It was a great 6 seasons. We had some highs. We had some lows. But I just don't think that you can get it back. I just don't, my personal opinion. And granted, going into the season, we knew he didn't have a lot to work with. We knew that it wasn't a lot of talent. But when you watch it in real time and you watch the performance of these players and you see where it's going, the only thing that's going to get these players to get a spark again is a different voice in the room. Like, I don't think you can go back out there and try to win these guys back and you see how the season is going. Things get hard, you drop the ball and you pass it off. So, like, what card is left for Kevin to play? He's fired his entire offensive staff except Chad O'Shea. He's given up play calling 2 times. What is there left? Like, what is there? None of this worked. Nothing worked. What is there left to do?
Give me your honest opinion on this. When Myles Garrett re-signed after his whole deal about I cannot go from Cleveland to Canton, and then all of a sudden he re-signs and takes the $40+ million, and then it's kind of sly like, hey, I like the direction we're going. Are you of the belief that he believed that Dak Prescott rumor was going to happen, or did that have nothing to do with it?
I don't think they threw another comma and zero in there, and that had a lot to do. You know, I always quote the famous Future. He's a great philosopher. He said, "Do you want to cry in a Rolls Royce, or do you want to cry in a Honda?" Myles Garrett chose the Rolls Royce.
That he did. Hey, down there in Jacksonville, Jaguar fans are probably not feeling great about year 1 with Travis Hunter. How is Tyvis Powell feeling about year 1 of Mason Graham's play in the NFL?
I think the way he doesn't show up on the stat sheet. When you look at his stats, he's never going to have these great numbers. But you can't dismiss the fact that he's been disruptive in the run game. They've done a great job stopping the run. That starts with him. And I think he does give them a pass rush from that interior of that offense or that defensive line. And that's something that you were missing, especially when Mike Hall wasn't healthy. So if you pair those 2 guys together and Mason Graham continues to climb on the pass rushing side, I think you got a really good thing going. I mean, Myles is having arguably one of his most productive seasons. Why is that? Because they got Malik Collins and Mason Graham in the middle causing havoc. That's taking a little bit of pressure off of Myles.
Yeah, I agree. He had a great day. It was against the Jets. He had a great day. He really did.
Yeah.
When you were a baller here for the Buckeyes, what percentage grade did you need to reach under Urban Meyer to grade out a champion?
90 plus.
90?
90% or plus or better.
So with Ryan Day moving this from 80 to 83, these guys are getting off easy?
I believe so.
Okay.
A champion, like to grade out 90 plus.
Okay. Because Ryan Day said he's increasing the standard of grading out a champion from 80% to 83.
I think for me, I've graded out a champion a handful of times, and it was always 90 or better.
But you may not have needed to be 90, or did you?
No, you might not necessarily. For my coach, I had to be.
Okay.
For my coach, for you to grade out a champion, you have to make some plays, and your coach has to stand on the table and say, "We won because of the performance of this guy." It might not show up on the stat sheet, but he did exactly what we asked him to do this game. And I've had a couple of games like that where it didn't necessarily show up on the stat sheet because that wasn't my job. My job was to do specific things, something that I didn't really want to do, but I knew I had to do it for us to win. And my coach would be like, "That's what we needed out of you." So that's how I got to my 90%.
Look at that. Team guy. Always a team guy.
Yeah, except when we lose. And when we lose, then it's
somebody else's fault. It's absolutely. The other guys. All right, my man. Be well. We'll see you soon. Thanks.
All right, y'all. Go Bucks, go Browns, go Cavs. We got to do better on in-game for the Cavs, and free Clase and Ortiz.
Oh, we may not see them ever again, big dog. They're talking 65 years with these guys, man. May not see them boys ever again.
Keys ain't getting 65. He told on Clase A. Clase A might get 65.
Man,
crazy story.
And go Blue Jackets, right?
And go Jackets.
Yeah, that's right, Mr. Personalized Jersey. All right, we'll see you soon. There's a line at the end of Fargo when she's looking at him, after he put his friend in the wood chipper, and she's taking him, back to the police station. And she goes, for what? A little bit of money. And it's a beautiful day. He's right at the back of the police car. And I want to look at Clase and Ortiz and say, for what? A little bit of money.
Unreal what these guys were doing.
Because the difference is, I don't want to get into it too much. The difference for me is that in baseball, you waste a pitch. You can always come back and strike out a guy or get him out. Shaving points, a quarterback throwing a pick or a fumble, it's so much more impactful than a pitcher feeling I can waste the first pitch, get a quick 10 grand, and get him out. Like, you know what happens? They justify it in their head that even though, they are certainly cheating, these games, like they're
still come back and help my team.
Is that, well, where does it impact if I can still get them out? What does it matter? That's how they probably justify it. We'll come back with the Buckeye Bulletin and Ryan Day on this run game and where it is this week. Rothman and Ice and the Fan.
A lot has changed in 30 years, but we're still that old shoe that feels worn in and well-loved. And, we smell a little, but you've accepted that. The Fan.
This time of year, it's all or nothing, and Toyota's got all you need during Toyota Truck Month. Now through December 1st, get $3,000 customer cash on remaining new 25 Tundras, or get 0.99 APR financing plus $1,000 TFS APR cash with approved credit through TFS. Excludes TRD Pro. APR cash must be applied to deal, and every new Toyota comes with 2 years no-cost maintenance. For complete details, go to Toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
I'm back to doing what I love and more, thanks to the Good Feet store.
Do you want to walk, play pickleball, and enjoy other fun activities to stay healthy, but you can't because of bad feet? Hi, this is Mike, and the Good Feet store wants to help.
I just had difficulty walking. I tried them on in the store, and my foot felt so much better.
Do you keep buying new shoes and inserts with little or no relief?
I tried all kinds of shoes. It was the arch supports that made the difference from the Good Feet store.
Don't let bad feet, knees, or back problems get in the way of staying healthy and having fun.
Thanks to the Good Feet store, I'm bowling 3 nights a week.
Get back to doing what you love. At the Good Feet store, we'll personally fit you with high-quality arch supports to maximize your comfort. Stop in the Good Feet store or book your free fitting at goodfeet.com. Visit the Good Feet store on Polaris Parkway near the Polaris Mall or on Stringtown Road at Grove City.
Thanks to the Good Feet store.
Hey, Bobby Carpenter here. After retiring from professional football, I never expected that me, Bobby, I'd have low testosterone. So I went to my friends over at Affinity. I got my labs done, and now I've been on a testosterone replacement plan with Affinity for 8+ years. Best of all, they've supplemented it with peptides and lots of other great products. Learn why me and thousands of men trust the experts at Affinity to feel their best. Get more energy, better workouts, feel like yourself again. And do not waste another day. Get started at feelgreatcolumbus.com today.
You hear that? That's the sound of Pepsi Zero Sugar, the better tasting, more refreshing Zero Sugar Cola. Listen to that endless pour. Pure refreshment. If it sounds this good, just imagine how it tastes. Oh yeah, so good. Pepsi Zero Sugar. Let your taste decide.
Listen up, football fans. You won't want to miss this. Right now, new Bet365 customers bet $5 and get $200 in bonus bets, win or lose, so you could turn that $200 into something bigger when you bet on money lines, spreads, totals, or player props.
$200 in bonus bets when new customers bet just $5. It's the only betting app I use. Download the app and see why it's never ordinary at Bet365. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 21 plus only. Must be physically located in Ohio. Terms and conditions apply. In-app only.
The great thing about Atlas Butler is they do it all. Heating, cooling, plumbing. Look, I'm busy with work. I don't have time to wait around or deal with lots of people. One company, one call, and they do it all. Wonder if they'll clean out my inbox. Seriously, offer that service. Please.
Atlas
Hey, it's Anthony Rothman here for Germain Honda of Dublin. So what's the difference? There are other Honda dealers around. Well, Rich Newsom and his team want to earn your trust. They don't expect it, and they earn it by giving you a great price, and then they back it up after the sale. With same-day service, no appointment necessary, a great variety of brand new Hondas, and hundreds of pre-owned certified Hondas to choose from, all at the same location. Identify yours at GermainHondaofDublin.com. Germain Honda of Dublin, Sawmill Road, just south of 270.
Following radio theater is brought to you by Columbus Men's Clinic.
Hey, Dad, you want to play football?
No, buddy.
All right.
Pops, want to work out? Maybe later.
Hey, kids are in bed. What you up to?
Tomorrow?
You've got one life, and it's too short for not nows, maybe laters, and tomorrows. If you have symptoms of ED and low T, your family, friends, and even your career has already been affected. Book your discreet evaluation at Columbus Men's Clinic and turn your tomorrows into
today.
Yes! Touchdown!
Come on, one more, Dad. Today! Push, Dad. One more. Come on, push.
Hey, kids are in bed. What you up to?
Tonight.
Call 614-300-7400 or book now in under 30 seconds at columbusmensclinic.com. Columbus Men's Clinic, for every man in every season of life.
Ryan Day's Buckeyes are back at the shoe for a Big Ten battle with UCLA.
Live fan coverage starts Saturday at 2 with the kick at 7:30.
Every game, every season, proud to be your home of the Buckeyes, the Fan, Ohio sports destination. It's almost Football Friday. All play and no work.
Sponsored by Tansky's Sawmill Toyota.
Your home for football, the Fan. Rothman and Ice present Buckeye Bulletin.
Sponsored by Logan AC and Heat Services. Don't go through another furnace breakdown. For fast, friendly service, call the experts at Logan Services now for a free estimate and next day furnace installation.
All right, let's do a little check on the Buckeye Bulletin with a spread check. It's ticking up.
Okay.
31.5.
Ooh,
Ohio State.
I would have guessed, I was going to say like 28 and a half. So it would have been close. That feels appropriate, right? I mean, UCLA had that.
Oh, it's appropriate.
They had that flash, right? They took out Penn State. I think maybe they won a game or two after that, and some people were thinking, hey, you know what? Here they come. And
they won 3 in a row, I think.
Guess what happened when they went to Bloomington? There's levels to this.
When you start the game with a pick six, it just puts everything on tilt. But I agree with you. They weren't leaning into what had gotten them those wins over Penn State and Michigan State and Maryland, which was the run game and awesome. Scoring some games. Say what you want about Nico, but when I saw him come in here last year in that freezer at Ohio Stadium, they were never going to win the game. But I think what Ryan Day remembers is Nico keeping them within shouting distance with his legs. I think he did.
Yeah.
And I took a crack on the helmet.
Yeah, he did.
And popped right back up.
Yeah.
And he played that game the way he should. It was a playoff game. And Nico tried to play it that way. And Ryan Day spoke about him, actually started the press conference today because I think it's in his head from last year in Tennessee, like this guy can be a gamer at times.
He's a tough player. He played tough in the playoff game here. You know, I'm watching him play the last few weeks, and man, he's physical. He runs hard. He takes some shots, and he keeps coming back. And he's a competitor, man. I got a lot of respect for him as a player. He throws, got a strong arm, and you know he's been doing a lot for his team. And you watch him on the field; he's a warrior. You know, we'll take all that into consideration, just and look at everything. But we know this is a great challenge for our team, and it starts with him.
Skill set's legit. It's legit. The consistent
Great challenge for our team.
This is what coaches got to do, man, on a Tuesday. This is what they have to do, and I think he respects that, hey, you catch Nico on a good day for him, and he can throw some challenges at your defense, and I'm sure Coach Day is going to highlight for his team the game against Penn State and what he did, because he put the squad on his back that day. 17 of 24, $166 and 2 through the air, but it was on the ground. 16 carries, $128 and 3 touchdowns in that game as well. And he's coming off a game, their last game against Nebraska, where he carried it 15 more times for almost 90 yards. So that's how, they got to make their money That being UCLA.
I climbed the register.
I don't know what happened
eating in the commercial
No,
break?
I was not.
Okay.
Just a little Gatorade Zero. But this reminds me a little bit, AR, of the DeMond Williams chatter that was out there going into the Washington game. Nico's a better quarterback, but that was a big talking point. And obviously you remember, right? Like, hey, DeMond's this dangerous guy. And I think maybe it was Coach Day or maybe Coach Patricia that was saying, he reminds me of Kyler Murray, his skill set. And you saw what the defense can do. So Nico's got some stuff to him, but the guys around him, I just don't think will be consistent enough to take on this vaunted Ohio State defense.
He can't win the game on his own.
Yeah.
But I think there are two things there. One, Ryan Day is not truly playing against UCLA. He's playing against his own team. And so he says these things because they're right to say, because he has to keep his team focused. I think he truly believes that Nico is a true dual threat guy that we have to pay attention to, because Ryan Day is not judging. I know he says every week the most important thing to do is win the game, and he's right about that. The result is the most important. But getting to that result is also very important to him, and how they get there. And so part of this is to keep his team focused, because this is where we are in this season. Don't let your guard down. Mm-hmm. And you can't against this guy, not because you think you're going to lose, but because you're going to take a step back in your evolution of what you think you can become. They're always chasing themselves every week. And I know that's a cliche about, are you getting better every week? But to those guys, it's real. Mm-hmm. Like when the opponent goes down, do you go down with it or do you go the other way? And he wants him to go the other way. Yeah. And that's what Indiana had done. Indiana ran into a very prideful team in Penn State at home that saw the number 2 team coming into their building and said, we lost our chance against number 1. What are we going to do against number 2? And, look out for number 1, but don't step in number 2. And that's how they felt about it.
Good advice.
And so I feel like he's saying these things not for a PR scam or anything, or trying to pump up UCLA or glaze Nico. I think it's more of a realness on how he's approaching the game with his own team.
For sure.
And the measuring stick that they have. And I think it's cool also that he knows that his defense can be tested against a dual threat quarterback. That's cool. Yeah. Like I would want them to be tested. And then we get to find out exactly, how they handle this guy. Because they may run into a Marcel Reed down the road or somebody else.
Good point.
Now, you can load up against him a lot more than you can better teams.
Right. Like, because
make him beat you with his arm.
If you do face a Marcel Reed down the road in the playoff, there's more to worry about than what UCLA is bringing to the table. So there can be a little bit of a singular focus to a certain degree on Nico and Nico only. But down the road, there's going to be some more challenges and just widespread talent on offense for some of these other teams that they may see. But this Buckeye defense is up for any challenge to me, as far as, hey, whatever you got on offense that you think is good enough, come see what you got, because we are the test right now.
All right, we'll come back with a Fan Sports update here, top of the hour. We'll have tickets to give away to our guy Henry Cho, who is coming this Friday, November 14th, to the Davidson Theater. Tickets available at kappa.com. Really funny dude. Comes from Knoxville, Tennessee, and he is a riot. So you want to try to win those tickets or buy them, of course. We'll come back top of the hour, and we mentioned the Browns and the potential coaching thing that's hanging in the balance. There is a guy who says if the Browns pull the trigger, then this team should pounce. We'll give you those details next. Rothman and Ice and the Fan.
Catch T-Bone and Tyvis weekday mornings from 6 to 9. If you're not completely satisfied, we'll rewind time and erase your brain. For real, the Fan.
People can't say enough amazing things about Vanscoy Hair Clinics. Men and women struggle with hair loss every day, and they completely change their lives. Vanscoy Hair Clinics is the only company in Ohio that has PRP, platelet-rich plasma, and a multi-unit hair grafting hair transplant procedure. Go to vanscoyhair.com VanScoyHair.com for more info or call 614-432-8042. Here's what some of their hair transplant clients have said.
Around 26, 27, I lost almost all of my hair on top. It changed my life in ways that I could not imagine.
My hair is going to continue growing for the rest of my life.
There is hope that you can do something about your hair loss.
Multi-unit hair grafting gives you 3 times more hair per procedure, saving you time and money. Hair transplants are more affordable than ever, and PRP is a fast, easy, and effective 45-minute treatment for thinning or damaged hair. Call VanScoy for a free consultation, 614-432-8042, or visit VanScoyHair.com. That's 614-432-8042. Find out what procedure will restore your hair.
Tess, what's up?
Oh, the CFO needs me to book a week of travel. I'm days behind on invoices. The plants in the lobby are dying, and now I have to order lunch for 80 with gluten-free options.
Just use EasyCater.
EasyCater?
One platform built for workplaces, tons of great restaurants, any group size, with tools to meet dietary needs and stay on budget. Plus, rewards.
Rewards?
You earn rewards points when you order, good for discounts or even gift cards for you.
Now that's what's up.
EasyCater, the easy, rewarding way to order food for work. Order now at EasyCater.com.
Oh, no.
Ah, that's the sound of someone who's misplaced
My debit card.
their debit card.
Where'd I leave that thing?
Not at the gas pump, or the checkout counter, or the roof of your car. Now, if he has the Chase mobile app, he can use Card Lock.
Wait, I could just lock my card.
Yep, just a few tippy taps on his phone, and that sound, that's peace of mind from Chase.
Chase mobile app is available for select mobile devices. Message and data rates may apply. JP Morgan Chase Bank N.A. member FDIC.
You have a chance to win a beautiful new custom home or cash prize this holiday season with a Home for the Holidays raffle. And help make wishes come true for Make-A-Wish Kids. One lucky winner will be announced on December 24th, so get your $100 ticket now. Just visit ahomefortheholidayscolumbus.org to buy your tickets. That's ahomefortheholidayscolumbus.org. Terms and conditions apply.
Getting cold feet? Call Care Heating and Cooling and we'll fix your furnace fast. Call 1-800-COOLING.
Picture it, your holiday table, the family cooking together, the scent of golden brown bread, rosemary from roasted potatoes, and a salad so crisp it snaps. This season at Kroger, make the moments that matter possible with quality that's affordable in every aisle. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
Save big on eggs. Right now, 18-count cartons of large grade A Kroger brand eggs are on sale for just $1.99 each with your digital coupon. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
I need a small order of sheet metal to repair something in the shop. It's not much, but can you help me out?
At Metal Supermarkets, no order is too small.
Wait, really?
Yep.
What about small home projects?
Yep.
For a car I'm working on?
Yep.
Any kind of metal?
Yep.
Cut to size?
Yep.
With no minimum order?
Yep.
How about 1,000 cut pieces of aluminum flat bar?
Yep. Choose from over 8,000 types, shapes, and grades of metal in any quantity you need. And yes, we're serious. Any metal, any size, ready fast. Locally owned on Wilson Road.
Feeling stuck on your own 10-yard line in the career game? Maybe it's time to just go for IT. My Computer Career has the game plan to score a rewarding new IT career in months. Whether you're a rookie, a breakout career changer, or a military veteran ready to serve. Why spend years chasing a college degree when you can fast track your future in IT starting now? Take your mark, get set, go for IT. Take the free career evaluation at mycomputercareer.edu today. Financial aid is available to those who qualify, including VA benefits.
Hey friends, Beamer here, and I'm a big believer in saying thank you when something actually works. So thank you, Awaken 180. And they're actually saying thank you back right here in Ohio with $500 off every new program through Thanksgiving. I started around this time last year, dropped 65 pounds for the holidays and 15 more in free maintenance. Awaken 180 works, and now's the time to do it with $500 off. Thank your new self when you're 30 or 80 pounds lighter with the medication-free solution for weight loss. Online at awaken180weightloss.com.
Columbus. Henry Cho is bringing his Empty Nest tour to the Speaker Joanne Davidson Theater on Friday, November 14th.
Hey, Columbus, Ohio. Henry Cho here. Get your tickets now. New material. See you there.
Tickets are available at kappa.com.
Broadcasting from the Lindsay Honda Studios.
Honda makes the cars. Lindsay makes the difference. Visit lindsayhonda.com.
WBNS-FM, HD1 Columbus.
Good
afternoon. I'm Tyler Danberg. Number 1 Ohio State continues to prepare for hosting UCLA Saturday at 7:30. The series is knotted up at 4-1. Buckeyes and Bruins haven't met since 2001 and in Columbus since 1999. College hoops tonight. Reigning Big Ten Player of the Week Bruce Thornton and Ohio State seek to go to 3-0 versus Appalachian State at 6:30. Hear the fan warm-up show at 5:30. NBA, Mavericks fire general manager Nico Harrison. Mavs are 16-28 since trading superstar Luka Doncic to the Lakers on February 2nd. The NBA is targeting October 27th as a potential start date for its new European League. According to NBA Europe Managing Director George Avazoglu, the 16-team model calls for 12 permanent franchises. This update is sponsored by The Waterworks and Header Plumbing, Drain, Heating, and Cooling. Together to serve you better. Schedule today at thewaterworks.com.
Most shows just skim the surface, but Rothman and I feel like the biggest story of the day deserves a closer look. It's time for a deeper dive.
Sponsored by Low T Center. Low T Center, reinventing men's healthcare.
All right, final hour of the program. We'll talk Buckeyes with Austin Ward at 2:30. We'll get into a little Brownies talk. I did want to get your reaction to my reaction on the Clase Ortiz stuff, and I'll reset for the people that are joining. So Guardians pitchers Emmanuel Clase and Luis Ortiz were indicted. Allegedly, you got to say it, but man, there's so much evidence about rigging the pitches and this huge betting scheme, and now so many people lost hundreds of thousands of dollars lost and gained on certain sides of this thing, and you've got this flamethrower in Clase. I don't even know what each of these guys make, but what's a little more, right? And if you look at it as free money, and that's what they did, and I'm playing dime store psychologist here when I say that I think that they justified it, and that this isn't a football player purposely fumbling a ball away or an outfielder dropping a fly ball and a run scores. Like I think these guys think if I waste the first pitch, if it's being called for low and outside and I miss his glove, I can still get the guy out. I'm not affecting the game in an adverse way. Now, I haven't gone back and looked at every at bat to see how detrimental this was to the defense. Like, did a guy then now he's ahead in the count? How did that go? I don't know that.
Yeah.
But this is one of those things where, I don't know, facing up to 65 years in prison, what they're going to want out of both of these guys is probably to name more names. How big was the scheme? How deep did it go? Who did you talk to?
Yep.
They want big fish. But when you got I don't know how old Ortiz is, but Clase's 27. And he still had a big-time career ahead of him. And the Department of Justice says that both of them have agreed in advance with their co-conspirators to throw specific types of pitches. And here's the other thing, speeds of pitches. I don't know where you can bet on that, but apparently some of these sites were betting on whether they throw a pitch faster than 94.95 miles an hour. I would think these guys could judge pretty good on what feels like a 95 mile an hour fastball and what doesn't.
Oh, yeah.
And they can get close. I bet they could get dangerously close and feel like I'm on the side of where I could win some money.
You see it all the time, AR, where pitchers dial down just a little bit when, let's say, it's a 3-0 count and they have to get one over the plate. Usually you'll see a guy that, let's say, he throws 98 miles an hour consistently. Those guys, to get one into the zone comfortably, 93, 94, they know what they're doing with their arm talent. This stuff's nuts to me.
Ortiz is denied it all. And not only is he denied it, he said that he would never, ever improperly influence a game. Not for anyone and not for anything. He's come out strong.
And he also said, AR, that his participation in this, if there was participation in it, that didn't start until 2025. The stuff that I was reading was Clase's been doing this stuff since 2023, which on Clase's part of it is just absolutely absurd to do any of this stuff. Greed's a very powerful thing. I understand that. I totally get that. But the trajectory of his career and where I think he was headed, and I know he had some dicey playoff moments, but how he was viewed in the sport over the last few years is this dude's one of the best closers in the game. So the amount of money that was probably coming his way in the sport of Major League Baseball to just be who he has been is probably tens of millions of dollars, maybe hundreds of millions of dollars. Who knows? And he just flushed that all down the drain.
Yeah.
That's what I don't understand about some of these guys.
So
Free Clase and Ortiz.
Jeez, Tyvis. Doesn't Tyvis like his games to be on the up and up?
Like, I can understand, like, and hear what I'm saying. I can understand, AR, that if you are a guy that's kind of like in the middle of the pack on a roster and you're making a certain amount of money, you may want to go down this road.
Free money is free money.
That. Like, but some of these guys, I don't get it at all.
My feeling, like I said, and I'm only kind of real layman's terms here, I don't think they feel that they were doing something so wrong because they probably didn't feel it was impacting anything. That's my feel. I'm sure that's probably
right.
That they looked at this as, I can waste a pitch and it won't impact a thing. And so let me put this in perspective. Clase was being paid, he's a $5 million pitcher in 2025. Okay. He pitched they tracked it as 746 pitches of work. He missed the last 2 months. That's $6,500 per pitch is what this guy makes. And he felt it necessary to make more on what I would deem as free money. He got involved with the wrong people, his own desire to make more, compromised his own integrity. And we see it all the time at every level of every business. We see people making a choice. Is this the right thing or the wrong thing? And he decided to justify it. And so we'll find out. But my whole feeling was, and I was trying to think about, like, we've seen it in basketball now lately. Like, that actually leads to points. That actually leads to something when a guy fumbles the ball away on purpose. Or in football. And like, I was talking to people about, you can bet every week on golf, and you can bet whether a guy makes or misses the cut. So what would prevent a guy, and I'm not accusing anybody of this, I'm just saying what would prevent a guy who's not one of the top guys in the world, who's not winning majors, who's not making mounds of money, to say, if I have a bad first round, and I know I'm probably 6-8 shots off the cut, or I'm someone that doesn't feel that good that week, and I'm on the borderline of the cut, saying, well, I got a buddy of mine that bet a lot of money on me to miss the cut. You know what? I'll miss a couple greens down the stretch. I'll miss a putt.
Yeah.
This is where we are in sports. It's so mainstream.
And those are the guys, they are, to your point, that I think are getting caught up in this stuff. Scotty Scheffler,
$5 million a year, though, Clase.
Bryson DeChambeau, and I think he's a little bit of the exception to this because he's a big-time player for his team. But you look at the guys in the NBA, Terry Rozier, he's a rotational type of guy. And we know we got a head coach involved in this, but I'm talking about the players that have been wrapped up in this, in basketball and baseball. The guys at the top, they don't need to mess around with this. That's what I'm starting to notice, is that it's the guys that are trying to get by, trying to grab on to obviously more money because their contracts aren't big like some of the others.
Ortiz was making peanuts relatively.
Those are the guys.
$820,000.
Those are the guys that are doing this stuff. And so, like, when you're sitting back and the FBI and all these people are like, there's such big red flags, or why are $50,000, $20,000 bets coming in on these guys? And so that's, to me, the other part that is just, it blows my mind that they thought they would get away with these type of things.
Well, they got away with it for 3 years.
Well, my thing is,
Clase did.
To a certain amount of time. There's only a certain amount of time you're going to be able to get away with it, but that's the part to me that just I will never be able to compute in my brain, is to think that you are constantly be able to get away with this year after year after year with that amount of money that gets thrown around. That's always going to be a red flag.
Because they were only wasting a pitch every now and then, or a miles an hour pitch.
I get that, but it's the money spent on that specific type of bet for those specific type of players.
Well, they aren't thinking down the road of these betting watchdogs that are looking at, this is just like insider trading in stocks, where we got a large position here on this company and on this out of this one firm. It's weird, right? And so it's the same thing, watchdogs from the SEC. So I feel like these guys just aren't thinking in those terms, because they're dealing with these people and everyone's making money and they're looking at it as it's almost free money. And the other bad thing is they're thinking nobody's getting hurt. Well, the guys getting hurt are the people betting the other way. Yeah. Those are the people, those saps that were going to those poker games with
Chauncey
and those guys, that they were just total, you want to say the word. They just were pigeons. They were just getting plucked. Mm-hmm. They just, here they come in. Come on in, little Abner. Sit down. Here we go. And they're justifying it. Oh, they got to play poker against Chauncey Billups. They pay for the right to lose to him, right? Because he's so famous. And so people were getting hurt. And these guys now not only throw away careers, their lives potentially. Yeah, not just their athletic careers.
For Clase, he's looking at potentially 65 years. And
he's going to have to take a plea and somehow get unless they feel like they're really, truly, well, I don't know how they could think there wasn't enough evidence to get him. And the people on the other side are going to talk because they're going to want to save their
No question. And now we've got a little bit of the domino effect here to where I think some of these sports betting books are now putting a $200 limit on individual pitch bets. And so that's, I guess, their way of course correcting here.
I've never heard of that bet before. The miles an hour on the pitch. I had not heard of that.
That's new to me as well. And the ball or strike thing I have heard before.
These must be some sort of I don't know where, but I don't know how these watchdogs found the money, if these were just real obscure betting areas. What they should have done was probably just keep this as a non-sanctioned betting thing, where it was just like behind the scene, where guys were like going to stuff that was not real. Really, or not being watched. Yeah. That these were these underground games and things. Yeah. But you always got to wonder whether someone's going to sing. And if all you got to do is be on the losing of some of these.
People are singing on the basketball side of things right now with the whole Damon Jones, Gilbert Arenas, Chauncey Billups. Like, that's starting to clear itself up just a little bit because, to your point, people are now talking because they want less time if they can get it.
The other thing you got to realize is, did Luis Ortiz and Emmanuel Clase, did they do exactly what they were supposed to do every single time? Like, if I wasn't supposed to hit 95, but I accidentally hit it or got close, like, then people start to say, I just lost money on that. Yeah. So, these guys are
crazy, man.
They're chasing it now. All right, we're going to come back, and we got an analyst out there, Maddie, that says that if Stefanski goes, then he is going to be gathered up by this one team. What do you want to do for the trivia? Henry Cho tickets right now, 821-9710. What's the question, Mr. Ice? You're back.
Oh, you were asking our great producer over there.
The question is, call in and I'll give it to you.
Oh, there it is. 614-821-9710.
Hey, I'll take two callers since we got to make up for yesterday.
Okay, let's do that.
Double down.
Come back with that analyst on the Brown situation next. Rothman and Ice and the Fan.
If you miss a live show, you can catch the podcast. If you miss the podcast, our hosts have volunteered to have dinner with you.
The meatloaf!
The Fan.
Dormar, you're kind of hero.
Hi, I'm Dr. John Runyon from Runyon Dental Group. Are you missing teeth or do you have uncomfortable dentures? Dental implants can not only transform your smile, they can restore your confidence and allow you to eat those foods you love that you've been missing. When I was in my early 30s, I was in a similar situation needing complex dental work and dental implants. I understand all the emotions that you're feeling because I've been the patient and I know that we can help you. Schedule a free consultation today at runyondentalgroup.com. That's runyondentalgroup.com.
I was in foot pain for 20 years, trying to give it relief, buying all these different insoles, drugstore insoles, custom insoles. I spent thousands of dollars. I bought all these products and not a single one worked. I really, truly needed to have relief in my feet. And the Good Feet arch supports were what gave me the relief I needed.
For over 20 years, we've been helping people like Teresa actually live the life they love without their feet getting in the way.
They wanted to make sure that I got something that my feet felt good in, not somebody else's feet. I love the fact that all my shoes. I have boots, I have cowboy boots, I have running shoes, I have walking shoes, I have flat shoes, I have heels. It makes me so happy. If you ask my husband, he will crack up because there is no store I would rather go in than a shoe store. I'm Teresa, and that's my Good Feet story.
See what we can do for you with a free personalized arch support fitting. at the Good Feet store.
Visit the Good Feet store on Polaris Parkway near the Polaris Mall or on Stringtown Road at Grove City.
Do you suffer from leg pain, leg swelling, varicose veins, or leg ulcers? Dr. Barry Zeta and Dr. Joseph Senta at Ohio Vein and Vascular Polaris are pioneers in the vein and vascular field. Dr. Zeta and Dr. Senta can perform minimally invasive procedures that will get you back on track to a pain-free life. Stop living with leg pain and start the process to healthy living with a free healthy leg screening. Go to loveyourveins.com or call 614-426-VEIN. That's 614-426-VEIN or loveyourveins.com.
Make your list, check it twice, and shop smart this holiday season. Open a Visa at Kemba Financial Credit Union and add some jingle to your wallet with $150 cash back after your first $1,500 spent within 90 days. Apply at Kemba.org. Restrictions apply. Offer ends 12/31/25.
Dormar, you're kind of hero.
When your furnace or air conditioner is broke, we come out that same day. Dormar, home the Tin Man.
At the Ohio Lottery, we make Keno fun, your way. That means every few minutes across Ohio, 20 out of 80 possible numbers are randomly picked. And if some of the numbers you pick match, voila, you're a winner. Keno doesn't require you to know a single thing about sports ball or overs, unders, pluses, minuses, or lines, or whatever else. Keno is as simple as, did some of my numbers match? They did? Great. You just raked in some dough. There are more than 20 hours of Keno draws every day and thousands of places to play statewide. Lottery players are subject to Ohio laws and commission regulations. Play responsibly.
And now, Public Education Matters with Ohio Education Association President Jeff Wensing.
Our public schools serve 90% of Ohio students in safe, welcoming learning environments where experienced professional educators are dedicated to helping each child learn, grow, and thrive. We need your help. Please tell your lawmakers to support public education in Ohio.
Public Education Matters, brought to you by the Ohio Education Association.
If only there was a radio show that constantly talked about Ohio State athletics. Well, good news. It's real, baby. The Buckeye Show.
Weeknights at 6.
Proud to be your flagship home of the Buckeyes. The Fan, Ohio sports destination. Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
We will see increasing clouds throughout the day today with some peaks of sun and some passing snow showers possible. But the story will be the cold air. Gusty winds will make our feels like down into the 20s. And then for tonight, overnight lows will be right around freezing. But yet again, breezy winds will make us feel like we're in the 20s. For the Fan, I'm meteorologist Meredith Garfalo with the 10 weather impact forecast.
Bet365, the official online sports book of Rothman and Ice. Whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Rothman and Ice present Pre-Snap Reads.
Sponsored by Newman Roofing. Call Newman Roofing today at 614-NEW-ROOF. That's 614-NEW-ROOF. Or visit online at newmanroofing.com.
All right, Ice, a little Bet365 time.
Let's get into it because they got a great deal right now for new customers at Bet365 where you can bet $5 and you're going to get $200 in bonus bets, win or lose. So you could turn that $200 into something even bigger when you bet on player props, totals, spreads, money lines. They got it all. And keep an eye out on what?
Just laughing because we just spent 15 minutes talking about pitchers shaving miles an hour and stuff. And
Free Clase and Ortiz.
Keep an eye out for those daily boost and super boost as well. Speaking of boost, I like what I'm looking at right now on the NBA side of things. They got a 30-pack bet boost right now for SGA, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, Jaylen Brown, and Nikola Jokic. All three of those men to drop 30 points tonight in their games. You can get it at plus 877. So I love the juice on that. SGA, Jaylen Brown, Nikola Jokic, all to score at least 30 points individually tonight in their games.
I think I'm going to dip my toe in the water in college hoops tonight.
Okay.
I think it's time.
All right, what do you got?
Well, I got Kentucky at Louisville.
That'll work.
That's solid.
8 o'clock on
8
ESPN.
o'clock on ESPN.
Tune into that game.
Center.
But also tune into the Fans YouTube at 7 o'clock tonight. AR and I will be on the Fans YouTube doing some CFP ranking conversation. So you can watch this and then watch that after. What do you got?
The over-under is 174.5. It's a lot. The race to 90.
This is a neutral cider?
No. It's at the Yum Center.
Okay.
So it's,
okay.
I mean, relatively. Got Kentucky, Louisville, not far apart. So I don't know. Kentucky's getting 6.5. That seems a little high. So I'll take the Cats and the points.
I haven't been able to catch either one of these teams yet, but I have caught some of these freshmen around college basketball that are
Michael
legit.
Brown's good.
Caleb Wilson for North Carolina, Darren Peterson for Kansas.
Yeah,
freshman classes for real. They are, as we all know. Download the app and see why it's never ordinary at Bet365. If you have a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER. 21 plus only. Must be physically located in Ohio. Terms and conditions apply. In-app only.
And may the odds be ever in your favor.
I don't think this will rock Browns fans at all, but it has the makings of could he come back to haunt you a little bit. If they do decide to make sweeping changes and pull the trigger on Stefanski, Dan Orlovsky says this team will not wait long.
The number one name that I would pay attention to if I were the Giants is what happens in Cleveland with Kevin Stefanski. If I could handpick a guy, it would be Stefanski. He's an outstanding coach, 2-time coach of the year. I understand people in Cleveland are like, this guy can't coach. There's a lot of empirical data we would say otherwise. This is a difficult spot for the Giants. I really believe that because there's no question you need to get a guy that's going to bring the best out of Jackson Dart, obviously. But it's also when the Giants have been at their best, it's been under like a coach like a Parcells or a Tom Coughlin, a defensive-minded, hard-nosed, disciplinarian, tough. It fits the culture. It's not just offensive-centric. So it's trying to find the balance. I would go Kevin Stefanski. I would go Jesse Minter, the defensive coordinator of the Chargers. I would entertain John Gruden and maybe Matt Nagy, but Kansas City. But I would pay attention to see what's going on in Cleveland.
So this is one of those that if you hand Stefanski Jackson Dart, he would be upgrading big time because we've seen enough, even in a short time, of why they went up back in to get Jackson Dart, the Giants.
Oh, yeah.
And so this all comes down to usually personnel because when Stefanski was with my Vikes, he survived 3 coaching changes. They thought enough of him, Childress, Frazier, and Zim, that they were going to keep him around.
Yeah. It feels to me that it would have a chance to mirror Lou Anarumo. Lou wasn't a head coach, but he was in a prominent position on a staff as a defensive coordinator, and it just felt like his time in Cincinnati had come to an end. And a lot of Bengal fans were like, he's overrated at the end of this thing. This guy was punching above his weight as a coach, yada, yada, yada. We heard it all from Bengal fans. And then he gets over to Indy, and you give the man some talent to work with, and you see what he is as a coach. And I think if you're Kevin Stefanski and you do get let go by the Cleveland Browns at the end of this job here this season, that Giants job has to be very attractive because of what you mentioned. And also, he'd be coaching the best wide receiver that he had ever coached in Malik Neighbors. He would have a good running back in Cam Scatterbo. They got a franchise left tackle in Andrew Thomas in New York. So for an offensive mind, not even just Kevin Stefanski, the Giants' job is very attractive. It comes with all the pressure of the New York media and all of that other stuff. But as far as what you got to do every day and what you have to deal with, if you're an offensive-minded coach, that is a nice landing spot to go to if you are Kevin Stefanski or somebody else.
He did wonders with Case Keenum that year. Like, I'm just going back to the Vikes. Like,
what did he do with Flacco?
Case Keenum was not some ready-made guy.
Right.
I liked him, but he had a ceiling. And you hand him Jackson Dart, and that's why I feel like I don't think the league thinks Stefanski can't coach.
No.
I think Browns fans are right to feel that he can't coach this team, that there's just not enough there. I don't know if anybody really could.
And Tyvis brought up kind of from a player's perspective, maybe the message is now falling on deaf ears. This happens a lot for coaches. It happened to Pete Carroll in Seattle. Sometimes it just gets stale, man. Like Pete Carroll accomplished everything, and they still had to make a decision. Hey, it may be time to move on. And I think what the league has shown us, not only just with head coaches, but quarterbacks too, is sometimes it takes time to really show who you are, but it also, there's got to be some luck on your side as well. Like, and for Shane Steichen right now in Indy, I'm sure there were some Colts fans that were ready to move on from him prior to this season. And now he's got, a quarterback that isn't going to screw things up for him as an offensive play caller and an offensive head coach. And you see what you can get. Now the name Shane Steichen looks better than what it did a year ago.
It's like how we look at players. How did people look at Daniel Jones?
Yep.
Before he had Jonathan Taylor.
And Shane Steichen as a play caller. Yeah, it all works together, AR.
It all helps.
Yes.
Quarterbacks need great running games, need offensive lines, coaches need talent. It's never one thing, but when Stefanski keeps coming to the podium, regurgitating the same stuff, I got to coach better, we got to do better. What's he going to say?
Right.
He's not going to fire himself.
No.
So he's not going to come to the podium saying, you know what? I've got nothing to say. You're all right. I suck. See ya. Like, he's going to keep fighting. He going to say what he has to say as long as he's still employed. He's not resigning.
And it's actions over words. I think his actions are showing me that he doesn't feel very secure when you're making the changes that he is making. Like, I think when you see a head coach in season, especially as an offensive coach himself, hand the keys over to somebody else, that to me reads that the message from the top is, hey, you better make some type of change if you want to try to secure your job beyond 2025.
Well, and that's when coaches, that's when you find out whether the pressure's coming from the top or whether he feels there's really a necessity to do something. Could he have come in on Monday, Stefanski, and said, hey, our special teams coach, we love him, but that was unacceptable. He's been let go. I promoted the ball boy. He's going to coach the special teams. Like, he could. Or it's the Zach Taylor stuff where, well, if Lou doesn't go, I'm going. Somebody's got to go. I got to buy time. Yeah. And so I don't think Stefanski's that worried based on the fact that he probably has a decent relationship with Haslam, who has the patience with him right now. But it may just be, like Tyvis says, a clean sweep here at the end, depending on how they end the year, depending on how Shedeur looks. And a lot of these teams right now, like, I think, like, New York has a quarterback. They feel they do.
The Giants, yeah.
Okay, the Giants.
Yep.
Yeah. And so somewhere in that ownership, they feel like they don't want to gift him to Dayball anymore. That he's just blown too many. It wasn't really, like, if he goes to Denver and loses 32-31 in a normal way, is it looked at as bad, or he played a close game in Denver? No, it's when you're up 19-0 and you blow the game. It's how you lose.
Correct. And I also don't think it helped Dayball that his quarterback kept getting injured because he kept running him the way that he was running him. But Dayball's probably saying, what else do you want me to do?
Jackson's probably taken off on his own a lot,
No,
too.
I know, but I'm just saying, like, that's kind of popped up a little bit as maybe the style of offense he was running with their prized Jim and Jackson Dart. You're putting him in harm's way a little too much, but he's probably saying, I got no Cam Scatterbo, I got no Malik Neighbors. What do you want me to do?
Cleveland knows all about that. They've buried many quarterbacks over the years. All right, we'll come back in 2 minutes with our guy, Austin Ward, and we'll talk Buckeyes and find out exactly what's happening with Carnell Tate. Are they going to save him now when they really don't have to have him? We'll find out next. Rothman and Ice on the Fan.
They're trained. They're prepared.
Let's do it.
They're Ohio's undefeated plumbing, drain, heating, and cooling team. And they're here to tackle your problems. For plumbing, drain, heating, and cooling, there's only one team. The Waterworks. Better care, better value, better results. Call the Waterworks at 614-232-2222 or visit them online at thewaterworks.com. A proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics.
Welcome to Tire Discounters. Oh, hiya, Phantom.
Mike, is it true?
What's that?
Tire Discounters is offering up to $200 off sets of Goodyear tires?
Absolutely.
Plus free alignment and a full synthetic oil change?
You got it.
I'm not one to exaggerate, but that may be the best deal in the history of the world.
But free would be better.
Mike, don't toy with me.
Through the holidays, every day we're open, someone will get their money back on 4 tires.
But I...
Just breathe, Phantom. Breathe.
No purchase necessary. Ends 12/31/25. Visit website for details.
Hey, what's up? It's T-Bone here for Window Nation. Living in Ohio, you want your home to be comfortable year-round, your family protected, and an investment you can feel great about for years. Now, during Window Nation's end-of-year sale this November, you could save big on windows that do just that. You'll save 50% off all window styles, plus you can get 0% interest financing for 5 years. Window Nation's proven quality windows are so good you'll actually save money on lower utility bills every single month. And they're backed with a lifetime warranty. Window Nation even has an A+ rating from the Better Business Bureau and over 45,000 5-star customer reviews. And did I mention you could celebrate your newly upgraded home with a chance to get 2 Ohio State game day tickets? Don't wait to put an end to your window problems. Window Nation's end-of-year sale is your chance to save big with 50% off all window styles, plus 0% financing for 5 years. Window Nation, a proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics. The sale ends soon, so visit windownation.com today to get started. That's windownation.com.
Rossman and Ice is sponsored by your local Pella Window and Door showroom on Gemini Parkway. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Let's do a little day tripping.
Sponsored by Atlas Butler Plumbing. Call us today at 1-800-FURNACE for all your plumbing and drain service needs. Yes, 1-800-FURNACE works for plumbing, too.
All right, back at it with our guy Austin Ward, a little day tripping. Ohio State football beat reporter Letterman Rowe, and of course here at the Fan. All right, my man, how you feeling?
Feeling great. Great to be with you guys on another Tuesday. A little earlier start for Ryan Day and the Buckeyes on this particular Tuesday, with campus being closed down for Veterans Day. Thanks to all who serve, of course. But that also gave us a little extra hour there to get started with Ryan Day at 11 today.
So he had mentioned the Carnell Tate situation, that they just weren't 100% on him in warmups, and why force it. But I didn't hear any update today, a few days later. Are you anticipating that he'll be back in this week, or are they going to just play the week out and see what happens?
Yeah, I think we'll have to wait and see, Anthony. Ryan Day got asked about that as he was sort of, leaving the podium. Just any update? But Joey Kaufman from the Dispatch shouted that out. And Ryan Day said no update. About what I anticipated, especially with, the way it's sort of been described with, muscle tightness and going through warm-ups and practicing in the limited fashion that it seems like he did last week. You want to get back out there this afternoon and see. You're going to want to monitor that on Wednesday afternoon. I think they'll take this all the way up, maybe even till Saturday and pregame warm-ups to see if it is fully there. This is not the kind of thing, if it is as described by Ryan Day and some others, a muscle situation. You don't want to mess with it. You don't want to get him out there prematurely, especially if you are in the midst of this stretch where you go to Purdue and then you have UCLA as a massive underdog, and Rutgers will be the same thing next week. You want to be, I think, cautious is the right approach. The balance is you want to make sure that Carnell Tate is still fresh when you head up to the Big House or to Indianapolis the following week for the Big Ten championship game. So we'll see how this week progresses for him. I think it'll be a relatively similar situation with Phillip Daniels there at right tackle, Tywan Malone at defensive tackle. Ohio State was really conservative with those borderline issues last week. Even somebody like Quincy Porter, who desperately wants to play and make the most of Carnell Tate being out at wide receiver. He was questionable. They held him on the sideline against Purdue as well. So that's a game where it made a lot of sense. And that could be the same case on Saturday night.
We've been asking you almost every week, I think, Austin, about the run game and how you're feeling about that. Coming out of this Purdue game, your evaluation of that offensive line, the running back crew, and how they did.
Yeah, I thought it was better, Matty, and I think we could maybe even say that more emphatically if there hadn't been, the block in the back from Jeremiah Smith on the first offensive snap of the game for Ohio State with Bo Jackson breaking one. Like, you got to look, I think, and sometimes with a penalty, we just immediately move on. I think the scheme, some of the creativity, the explosive, it was well blocked. The read was right from Bo Jackson. He hit the hole. He pulled away. I think there were all those things wrapped up in that one play. It's like, okay, this is maybe more what we expect to see from Ohio State. But even if you, look on at the rest of the game, and if you're not blown away necessarily, with the numbers, I would understand that. But, Bo Jackson, 14 for 75. I believe Isaiah West was 9 for 60. You're going to take 5-6 yards per carry from those guys when you're complementing that with Ohio State's passing attack. So, they're not asking for the world. They're probably not going to get the world. It's not going to be the nation's most dominant rushing attack. But I think it can be certainly more than serviceable. It can be better than what we saw in the middle stretch of the season. But I think, Purdue did some things defensively I think that were relatively impressive. They had 53 tackles for loss going into that game last week. I know I'm throwing a lot of numbers out here at once, but that was a fairly decent barometer in my opinion, especially with a banged up offensive line playing without Phillip Daniels, and they didn't have Josh Padilla, who I think we would have seen a lot more at right guard on Saturday against Purdue had he been fully healthy. So I think that there were steps in the right direction. It doesn't mean that it's done. It doesn't mean that they can't still dip into that playbook and different scheme and maybe even leaning more heavily on Bo Jackson and Isaiah West down the stretch than they did on Saturday. But I would come away, Maddie, thinking that Saturday was a step forward for the Buckeyes in the run game.
You know what, Austin? I could sense in his voice, he was kind of glowing talking about Bo Jackson. And they've been really good at, not putting too much on his plate all season long. They've kind of just been spreading him out a little bit. Even when there was a cry for, well, he's definitely the number one running back, he should be getting it 25 times a game. And I think they've done a really good job at kind of slowly keeping his carries now in the middle teens and not overdoing it. But today, I just got that sense that he knows it's November. He knows that throwing the ball, while they should continue to throw the ball, there may be a game where, especially the one in Ann Arbor, where you can't predict the weather yet. Like, I could just sense that Bo Jackson's day may be coming, and that may be it. And then the other thing I wanted to ask you after you give me your reaction to that is, most coaches do like when you have a big quarterback like Lincoln Kienholz, when you can get an extra blocker in and have 10 blocking for one instead of handing the ball off. I could sense that may be part of moving forward in that Michigan game. Where are you on both those things?
Yeah, when it comes to, Bo Jackson, and I said, I think it was a couple of weeks ago, I was talking with you guys on a Tuesday, and it's like, well, they could find roles for all four of these guys, and I don't know if that would work. They've still continued to do that. Now, will that be the case in the game? Will that be the case in a college football playoff game? I tend to agree with you, Anthony, that the way this is trending has been you can use all four to get through the season, but then once you get to talent equated, once you get to playoff, once you get to gold pants on the line, you're probably going to need to have a 1A and a 1B along the lines of what Ohio State deployed last year with Quinshon and Travion. And I think that we're setting up here for Ohio State to be leaning on Bo and Isaiah West to do that. And that doesn't mean that there aren't ways that James Peoples can still be used, and we know that will continue to be used in the red zone. The thing that I liked the most about that play with Lincoln Kienholz, Anthony, was actually C.J. Donaldson turning in to the lead blocker there. And it made me think about, some of the stuff that we've seen with 14 personnel and Nate Roberts at fullback. I'm kind of intrigued by this notion that maybe you get into the late season scenario and you put C.J. Donaldson in front of Bo Jackson, or you put C.J. Donaldson in front of Isaiah West in that red zone situation. You could still hand it to him. I flash back to the way that, Ryan Day and that offensive staff used Chip Trainum a few years ago as a Swiss Army knife. I think C.J. Donaldson can do that. But I do agree with you when we're talking about, they get to this portion of the season, you're probably going to start to see some of this narrowed down, and Bo Jackson is going to be getting the lion's share of that work.
I like the idea, too, of having Lincoln out there, and maybe it's a little bit of a tell right now to defenses that when he's out there, he's going to run it. But in the back of my mind, Austin, I'm thinking about that Tim Tebow jump pass at the line of scrimmage in a critical moment. And maybe could they pull that out? We've seen Derrick Henry do that as a big, imposing guy where defenses, when they see him, they identify run. But I think with Lincoln, maybe they can keep that in their back pocket to surprise somebody.
And I don't even know if they'd keep it in the back pocket, Maddie. I feel like because of what you're talking about, I bet we'd see Lincoln Kienholz this week in the red zone, and he'll throw it this week, so that the team that has to prepare 2 weeks out or 3 weeks out has to be aware of that in those situations. I've never been someone that loves quarterback rotation or even packages, thinking back to J.T. Barrett and Tate Martell, Devin Brown on down the list. It's not been my favorite thing, and I think there's certainly a world where Julian Sayin can operate some of that stuff, although I understand you don't want to put the hits on his body if you don't have to. But if I was a gambling man, and at times in my life I've certainly been that, Anthony and Maddie, I would think we'd probably see Lincoln do that, and he gets a chance to throw it this week just so that's on film as well.
Okay. Good stuff, my man, as always. Thanks, bud. We'll see you soon. Yep. That's Austin Ward, Letterman Row, here on The Fan on the Bryant Heating Cooling Systems Fan Guest Hotline. I'm not a fan of showing it.
I want to keep it secret, too.
I don't like it. I
understand
I don't like
what
to
he's
tell
saying.
them. Well, what he's saying is then when he's in, you don't know what they're going to. You'd have to be aware of both. But I like the
element of
I've
surprise.
never seen it. I don't think I've ever thought of it. Like, I didn't love the throwback punt against Minnesota. I don't love putting it on tape. I'd rather hold that in a game where I don't need it.
Yeah.
But
I've been thinking about that, though, with Lincoln. Like, things get a little squirrely in that Michigan game.
He's
and things
big
get
and physical, though. They love 10 guys blocking for him.
Yeah, I think you can use both. But I think you can surprise somebody maybe in a critical moment the rest of the way and hit him with that little jump pass over the line of scrimmage.
And if it doesn't work, then everybody says, why'd you overthink it?
Coach Day will say, I blame Matty Ice. He's the one
That's
that
right.
put
He's
that
the one
in
that called it. He called the play. Here's the play I want to call for you guys. A lot of times this time of year, you'll see like, oh, you'll be waiting till Thanksgiving or even afterward to get big savings. And I talked to Rich over at Germain Honda of Dublin, and what they do is they start it now. Like, you don't have to wait till Black Friday to go in and get a great deal on a vehicle, even though they'll have them then too. But like some of the ones we talked about today with the savings that are happening on them right now, 2026 Honda Passport RTL all-wheel drive, of course, only 3.99% APR for up to 36 months. You could drive the 2025 Honda Accord LX. That's incredible, 2.99% APR up to 36 months. They've got great vehicles over there at Germain Honda of Dublin with an awesome team. They're on Sawmill Road, just south of 270, and you can start scouting now and eyeball some of these great vehicles at great pricing online anytime with my friends at Germain Honda of Dublin at GermainHondaofDublin.com. We'll come back with Tell the Truth, Rothman and Ice and the Fan.
Unlike your deadbeat uncle, we'll never leave you stranded in a ditch when you were 6. This promo may have been a touch too specific. The Fan.
Would you enjoy watching a football game if the officials were paid a bonus for every flag they threw? Or a basketball game where the refs got paid for every foul they called? Okay, how about hiring a furnace and AC company that pays its technicians by the number of parts they can sell you? Hi, this is Dennis, president of Care Heating and Cooling, and today, this is how many companies operate. They call it performance pay, and it rewards technicians by paying them more for billing you more. Why is this bad? Because it abuses your trust in a technician to be treated fairly and honestly. At Care, we've been family-owned for 31 years and have always paid our technicians by the hour for repairs. We'll show you exactly what needs to be fixed and why, and give you our low upfront cost before we start. And unlike other companies, our technicians will never be rewarded for throwing more flags. Our Central Ohio-based staff is here for you 7 days a week. Care Heating and Cooling. Book an appointment online at careheatingandcooling.com or call us at 1-800-COOLING. When you need a company you can trust.
James Laurinaitis here for my guys at Green & Sons, the premier Kubota dealership in Central Ohio. Green & Sons has all the Kubotas you need to tackle your land and come out a winner. They have zero-turn skid steers, tractors from 18 to 171 horsepower, and also utility vehicles. My favorite is my RTV Sidekick. The best thing about Green & Sons is they've been family-owned and operated since 1970, and you will love dealing with the Green family and their winning team. Do what I did and check out Green & Sons located in Mount Sterling and Marysville or online at greenandsons.com for all your Kubota needs.
Hey Central Ohio, it's Andrew from Home Team Solutions, and yes, we buy houses for cash the easy way. We've been buying houses for over 20 years and we've seen it all. Whether you've inherited a property, you're behind on payments, the house needs work, or just want to avoid the hassle of listing, we've got you covered. No repairs, no clean out, no stress, just a fair cash offer and you pick the closing date. We've helped hundreds of homeowners sell fast and hassle-free, and we're proud to have 5-star reviews all across Central Ohio and an A+ rating with the BBB. If you're ready to sell your house the easy way, call Home Team Solutions at 614-962-SELL. That's 614-962-7355, or visit us online at selltohometeam.com. Home Team Solutions, local, trusted, and family-owned. Again, that's 614-962-SELL. 614-962-7355 or selltohometeam.com.
Another reason to choose Hinderer Motor Company for your next vehicle. This is Justin Hinderer. Every vehicle comes with a lifetime powertrain warranty, award-winning service, and our exclusive Carvenience. We pick up your vehicle, service it, and return it so you save time and enjoy peace of mind. That's Carvenience. At Hinderer Motor Company, we take care of everything so you can drive worry-free. See why we're the best choice for your next new or used car by visiting HindererMotorCompany.com.
You know, most people will agree with this. Life is a lot better without pain and more comfort. Hey, it's Anthony. I used to buy the over-the-counter insoles thinking that just the cushion itself would solve everything. It didn't. So I finally got serious about support. I went to the Good Feet store where I was personally fitted for arch supports. I started feeling relief, more stability, and stuff stopped aching. My lower back felt better. I don't care whether you're an athlete or you're retired. Get greater comfort and confidence from personally fit arch supports from the Good Feet store. That's because their arch supports are designed to align your body from the feet up, and they can help provide relief from pain and discomfort like it has for me. They have an expert staff trained to understand your specific needs, and they recommend the best solutions. It's simple. Just stop by the Good Feet store at one of their convenient locations on Polaris Parkway or Stringtown Road in Grove City, or, of course, learn more, a lot more, at goodfeet.com.
Love football, love wings. Put those bad boys together and you get Austin and Vern live at Roosters.
Presented by Bryant Heating and Cooling.
Large amounts of football and all the donkey sauce you can handle. Mondays on the Fans YouTube channel.
The Fan Guest Hotline is sponsored by Carpenter Heating, Cooling, Plumbing, and Electric, and Bryant, doing whatever it takes to keep your home comfortable. The Fan.
Tell the truth with Rothman and Ice.
Sponsored by Window Nation. Right now, get 50% off all window styles from Window Nation at windownation.com.
All right, for the truth, we gave out some tickets to the Henry Cho Empty Nest Tour. Very, very funny comedian bringing that tour to the Joanne Davidson Theater on Friday, November 14th. Tickets still available at kappa.com, CAPA.com. Who got them?
Mike and Shane, and I'm bad for forgetting to ask them what part of town they're listening from.
Okay.
So, somewhere.
Shout out to Mike and Shane from somewhere. We appreciate you guys listening. Enjoy the show Friday night, correct, AR? Friday night, and then TLC, are we done handing out tickets to the show?
No, we are not. So if you didn't get to call in today, good news, we'll be taking calls for these tickets tomorrow and Thursday.
There we go.
Leading up to the show.
There we go. Thanks for listening.
Take us home.
All right. One of the most important things on this show that we do is playing our own highlights.
Or lowlights.
Or lowlights. And you know what? In fact, I'm glad you said that, because now that I think about it, this is definitely perhaps a lowlight. So I found the question that Shefty was so unsure about answering that obviously led us to our classic drop that we play with this. So what question exactly provoked that response?
Hello there, guys. What's going on?
Debating which coach in Ohio should be feeling the heat more, Stefanski or Zach Taylor. Where would you be on that?
Here's the deal. I don't know how to answer that.
I could not remember what the question was.
I love it.
The question. Boy, I would not have guessed that.
Yeah, neither would I.
I thought it was more, honestly, when you asked me what I thought it was, I thought, well, I probably asked him about Shedeur again.
See, I would have thought that you would have asked him about Trey Hendrickson again, because that was kind of
that would have solicited that type of reaction, because Trey was on the block. They lowered their price on him. They lowered the demand on him to a second rounder. Like
they had to. Yeah.
I don't think that would have gotten the reaction. But I remember asking one time about when does the Dylan Gabriel experiment end, and
does it?
And that's when he said, well, why are you asking about that? Well, I'm watching the games.
Correct.
I'm seeing what's going on.
We're seeing with our own eyes that maybe Dylan Gabriel, he ain't it at this level. The
guy got 8 games left, right?
Yeah.
Plenty of time.
Is it?
Yeah. Why do you need to give Shedeur more than
it's not even
6 games?
It's not the more or less, I think, for me. But I think if I'm Shedeur, you don't want to be crammed into this thing with 3 or 4 games to go.
Cram it up your cram hole.
I mean, Gabriel's played, 4 or 5 games already? Started a few games already. And so I think we have our answer as to what he is.
So not only has he played 5, but he played 4 and then the bye week.
Correct.
And then he came out after the bye week to play against the Jets.
So division rival this week at home against Baltimore. We shall see, but they got to find out, because they just got to get to the draft or free agency or trading for someone else, like Tyvis mentioned earlier, and just have clarity on what these guys are. Right now, I think they have clarity on one. They need to find out what the other guy can offer.
All right, so let's predict this.
Yeah.
Baltimore at home, most likely 3-7. At Vegas, who knows?
But you're playing Geno Smith, pencil in a win.
All right.
I don't know, man.
Really?
Well, it's just I hear what
I'm
you're
sorry,
saying about Geno.
2-8 is what I meant with Baltimore. So 2-8, and then let's go 3-8. Sam Fran, you get him in Cleveland.
They wrote me off. I ain't right back, though.
3-9. You know where you start, Shador? You give him the final 5 games of the year. You give him Tennessee at home to start.
I think they should do it next week.
Then you give him at Chicago. Then you give him Buffalo at home, Pittsburgh at home, at Cincinnati, and then you close the book on 2025.
I think after this week, for me, that would be when I would pull that lever to go to Shador. Because why do you need to continue to see
You want to do
Dylan
it
after this?
at Vegas?
Yeah.
Start him at Vegas?
For me.
So you'd give him 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You'd give him 7 games.
Yeah.
And that would give Gabriel 6.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like Stefanski's going to go down with the ship. He's going to want to give Dylan more than Shador.
And he's not going to have a crew. Make sure you know who's going to be the fall guy.
CC.
A little too honest, CC. I hear what you're saying, CC. Just a little
That's
too
some
honest, big
horrible
dog.
loyalty.
We have.
But I guess you got to cut somebody, right? Cut somebody loose. He's been a hanger-oner. He's probably gotten enough rewards from you.
I'll bail you out of jail, man, but you're the fall guy. You're the fall guy.
Okay.
We have a listener who wants some fantasy football advice. Jacob in Lancaster, you're on the air.
Oh, hello, Jacob from Lancaster,
What's up, fellas?
a.k.a. Rhyme Time. What up?
So I'm 6-4 in this little keeper league, 3rd place, and some teams are offering some trades to me because I low-key am interested in buying. These trades are kind of juicy, and I don't know if I should do them because my roster is pretty set right now. I like what I got. So the first deal, I'd be getting Jahmyr Gibbs and Matthew Golden for Devontae Adams and Javonte Williams.
No.
Okay, that's how I'm leaning. That's how I'm leaning.
You'd be getting Devontae and Javonte?
No, I'd be getting Jahmyr Gibbs.
And Golden.
Oh, my bad. I had it reverse.
Yeah.
Yes, I would do this.
that.
I would do this.
I would
Yes.
do that.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I would definitely do this.
I would do
Second deal is you can include picks in these too. Second deal, I'm getting Justin Jefferson and Kyron Williams and a 15th and a 16th round pick. I'm getting rid of Isaiah Davis, Romeo Dobbs, and a 1st and 3rd round pick.
I would do that too. I would do that as well.
How all in do you want to be?
The first
I wanna
round
be
pick
all
is the
in.
dicey part.
I know, but I'm getting JJ. I'm getting JJ.
Yeah, you're basically getting a first rounder.
You're getting JJ.
Yeah.
JJ McCarthy is who you're getting
That's
along
fine.
with that.
That's fine. I'll take KOC too, though.
He's played
I'll
like
take Kevin
4
O'Connell.
games.
He sucks.
He does not suck.
Can't say that yet. We can't say that yet.
Did you see the throw he dropped in the bucket on the sideline?
No.
He does not suck.
He doesn't suck.
He's played like 4 games.
We got to go, unfortunately, because I would have loved to hear more of this from you two. Maybe we can do it tomorrow. Hey, before we go, if you miss anything from our show, don't worry. You can always catch up wherever you get your podcast. All you got to do is type in Rothman and Ice, everything we do from noon to 3. We'll be waiting there for you. Subscribe to the pod as well. Bet365 is the sponsor of the Rothman and Ice podcast.
And we'll appear tonight at 7 o'clock on the YouTuber.
Yes, sir. The fans YouTube, AR and I, and Cole and some other special guests, hopefully.
Yeah, it'll be a real circus. Join us then. Rothman and Ice on the Fan.
If you're going to have a crew, one of them fools got to know he going to jail.
Question from a listener: do you dopes ever get tired of talking about Ohio State? No. The Buck